Football is back, ladies and gentlemen, which now means it's time to get your team's football shirt. But I'm not trying to pay £120 for a football shirt. I'm just saying. But I have found the solution for myself and for you, the lovely audience of the Don Husam channel, with your own coupon promo code. And this is the solution, ladies and gentlemen. All you've got to do is just go to okjersey.com. As you guys can see, all the options are there. Of course, I'm a Liverpool fan, you guys already know. And then this is the shirt. Look how amazing it looks. I'm just going to go pick my size. And then after that, I'm going to choose the Premier League patch. And listen, I'm too old to be putting any player names on the back. So I'm just going to get it as it is. I'm going to click add to cart, view cart. And this is the same thing that you guys do on any website. You proceed to check out, you fill in all in information. And then after that, coupon code Husam. When you click this coupon code, you get a 8% discount. Enjoy shopping, guys. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. 1 second, because I am stuck to the left of the screen. I think it should be better now. Yes, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. We are here, ladies and gentlemen. We spoke about this stream and the fact that this stream is happening. Instead of us just sat there, everyone on their own channel just speaking about this, we should be speaking about this with each other. You get me? And since he made it public, we make it public together. So big up to all of you guys. Use code Husam15. I got you guys on an extra day. You get me? So you have another day. And I spoke to him. I said any delivery before 8th is going to arrive before Christmas. Husam15. 15% off. Go use that code. You get me? We won yesterday. Big up my club, Inter Miami. LA Galaxy was my club yesterday. And then I realized they weren't even in the MLS Cup final. Big up Inter Miami. You get me? We're the champions. This is the best part about like not actively supporting a club in a certain league. You can just say congratulations to whoever won because you don't care, because no one really cares about MLS. The Americans in the chat care more about Liverpool than they do MLS. But regardless, big up to all of you. Big up to my man Akia, who says like and subscribe. Show everyone why we're almost among the best communities on YouTube. Check out OK Jersey, use code Husam15 for 15%. Akia has taken this moderator role to the next level. Big up Akia. Absolute legend, you get me? So shout out to you. Appreciate you and love you every single time. And look, before I invite my guest on, he knows this. I didn't even speak to him backstage or anything because I wanted everything to be raw and real. I wanted us to like not even do this whole let's introduce and say hi and all this. We can say hi on camera. You get me? So big up to all of you. Get the likes up because I don't want to keep interrupting the stream to tell you guys to like and subscribe. So close the live chat, hit the like button, subscribe. And his channel, Football with Endz, is in the title. So please go give him a subscription right now. Go subscribe to his channel right here, right now, despite his efforts on Friday. You get me? We know what he did on that stream. But anyway, man like Endz is here. Hello, Endz.
I'm on mute. My bad. I'm all right. Feeling good, feeling healthy, apart from our dead team that we somewhat support. But this stream needed to happen, man. Because for some reason, Sam, you've been running, bro. You've been hiding. I don't know what's been going on. But I'm glad we're here today. And big up to, Inter Miami, because, yeah, that team's cold still. That's what a football team is.
Right there, Inter Miami. I actually saw a picture. They had like 9 Argentinian players out there. Messi's never beating the allegations. He's my GOAT, but he ain't ever beating the allegations ever. But shout out to Leo Messi, man. Still, he beat Muller finally, though. Finally, he beat Muller at something because Bayern been slapping him. Big up to look at Ali. Look, see, this is the lemming right here. Sorry, you were right. Why is Slot still here? Hey, you should have listened from before. I tried to warn you. You get me? You should have listened about this whole Slot thing, but you didn't listen. So, yeah, big up, man. I said the apologies feel good. This is true. So look, first of all, I want to address the allegations that you have labeled at me. And then after that, get to the football side of things. So first, let's address the stuff that you said, like personally or about me, or like, you get me, like the everything that you brought up on that Kopish stream. And listen, I will not twist your words, and you don't twist my words. I'll give a legitimate response about everything that you said, even regarding the racial stuff and even regarding everything that you brought up. Because as everyone here in the chat knows this, when you're a content creator, you don't watch every single moment of every single content of everyone because it's literally impossible. I don't watch Footy Judge Mo all lives, and that's my partner in crime right there. Like, I don't watch every single second of every single moment, you know, so it's categorically impossible to know exactly what Endz has said verbatim in every single stream, just like he doesn't know what I said verbatim in every single stream, because that's normal. And I don't expect him to know everything that I've said in every single stream. Now, first of all, the first thing that I'm going to address is this whole you're running thing. And this whole you don't want to debate Endz thing. Because Scraps has brought it up, who is your guy right there. So he's brought this up in your chat as well 100 times. So I did went and check. First of all, it has nothing to do with being a girl or not being a girl. I have the same phone for the last 4 years. So my chats are there from 4 years ago. So I haven't changed my phone or anything. I don't delete any chats. And I went and I counted, and I could read them out right now for you if you want. Since May 9th, 2025, I have invited you on my channel 12 times, and you did say yes once, up until September. Now, if I ask someone 12 times to come on the channel, and they say that they can't make it 11 times, the other person can't claim that I'm running, because that would be an illogical argument to make.
You have to add context to it. I think the context is, when people wanted to see me and you have a debate was when the slot in out situation, that's when. So previous times, that has nothing to do with that. So that's just purely, we had Liverpool streams we had to do, and you invited me to them, and I was just busy. So that's nothing to do with that. We're talking about a block section of since like match stream or maybe just before that. That's what we're talking about. So if you're talking about that, then cool. If you're talking about the past stuff, then it has nothing to do with the whole get Endz on. Let's have a conversation.
Yeah, but I'm not afraid of any football debate because I've invited slot outers before. So in order for your argument to hold any water, as they say, I would have to just work with slot inners, which is not the case, because I've worked with people who disagree with me a lot.
Yeah, no, that's fair, but you didn't. I'm talking about me though. I'm not talking about anyone else.
Yeah, but
so if you're talking about other people, then that's fine. But that's them. That's not me.
Yeah, but even working with you, I did the stream with Matt. With you, the Civil War stream, which I didn't run away after. I had a charity stream after, which Matt knew about. I was on the Troops stream. I'm sure you've seen the clips of what happened on that stream. I was literally there when the whole Lee stuff, I was on the screen during the whole time. So I told Matt before, I'm like, yo, I've got to go at 11 because I've got the charity stream after. So I stayed there, and I didn't run. I stayed there for an hour and a half, 2 hours.
No,
and I told Matt this to his face, so he wouldn't mind me saying this publicly. I just think that there was too many people on the stream. Even if I wasn't there, this isn't about me. Like, even if he didn't invite me and he got I think that it should have been like maybe three people, so we could have had an actual conversation back and forth. But I think there was way too many people, so no one could really get their points across, because there was like 10 to 11 to 12 people, like basically in the whole debate. So you couldn't really have a back and forth with anyone anyway, and you couldn't have like a debate anyway, because and you saw it because you were part of it. When you spoke for like whatever 4 or 5 minutes, and then after that someone else from the other side would speak for 4 or 5 minutes, and you wouldn't really respond to each other's points because there were too many people. And I felt for Matt, because he's basically trying to get everyone to speak, which became a thing. And we had the whole Monts Grizz thing at the beginning, so we just couldn't argue that day. So for me, I never ran away from any football debate. Lee Gunner called me out, and I went on his own channel, and that's someone people are afraid to speak to. So I'm the last one to say I run away. If I've invited you 12 times to my channel and you said you can't make it 11 times, by definition, I'm not running away.
No, but as I said, add context to that. That was a previous, that we're talking about a block of time when we had the match stream, and just before that, yes, 100%. But before that,
but when you asked me as well, I went and I checked. You asked me to the week leading up to the Manchester City thing, and I told you that Friday that you asked me for, I legitimately had 5 streams, so I couldn't make it. It's not that I didn't want to make it, I just couldn't because of time. Just like I said, even on the Friday stream, I said, guys, Endz is not lying. I believe that Endz was actually busy. So I'm not, it's not like I'm saying you faked being busy. I know that you were busy, but so was I. I had 5 streams. So I don't think you're the type of person to run away from debates. Neither am I. Because I've been debating for 4 years. I actually debated my whole time at university and at school too. So debating is part of my forte. So I don't run away from any debates. Now that's number one. So now we can establish that Husam does not run away from any football argument or any argument in general, really. So that's number one.
What was your other
Num-
points? What's your other points?
yes, number two. When it comes to the whole Copish stream in general, I think the biggest. I watch the whole Friday stream. So like I said before we started speaking, obviously you don't watch all my streams. I don't watch all your streams. Just like anyone on YouTube, even Savage, you probably don't watch every single second of every single stream. You know, he's your partner. Same with me and Mo. Now, when it comes to the second thing that I wanted to address in terms of like, I think the biggest issue watching your Friday stream is you built an assumption that everything that I said on the stream was basically aimed at you. And I think that's something that, like, I'll use the racism thing as an example.
Go on.
Do I believe that people are racist towards Mo? 100%. 100 million %. I believe that there are people racist towards Mo. As a matter of fact, I have a screenshot, and it's from someone who was in the chat, and in the chat on Friday. He was a previous subscriber of mine. I've screenshotted this just to basically prove to you that it's not about you, because if I thought that you were racist, I would simply stop working with you or refuse to come on streams with you. And this is this is the issue in general as well. We can't build an argument based off assumption. When I said that there is a deeper reason why people hate Mo, but that doesn't apply to you, and that doesn't apply to Savage, and that doesn't apply to people who criticize Mo. But the funny part is when I gave the third reason about some people can't get over the fact that Mane is like not in the same conversation. Jerry on your stream proved my point 10 seconds later. He's like, okay, I've been on this guy's head top for 5 years. And that's because when we needed him to step up, we gave the ball to Sadio Mane. So he proved my point. So he just can't get over the fact that Mo overtook Mane. But regardless, this is a message I got. That stupid Arab *** Salah need to leave our club for good. He's holding the team back. This is from a subscriber. Now I don't out any people. I'm not gonna say his name or anything. I just deleted him from my snap and I blocked him from my channel. But that's an example of the racism that Mo does face. Just like there is racism that Trent faced. Just like there is racism that a lot of players who are of minorities that Jerry pointed out face. So for me, when it comes to these conversations, I think the issue is you took everything that I said on the Copish stream and thought that it was attack on you. If certain things don't apply, it's obviously not an attack.
Can I interrupt there? Because the reason why why I think it, because everything that you mentions are word for word what I say in terms of the words I use. Not many people in this football space speak the way I speak. And then let's go back to the Salah video that you did. You did a Salah video, which I thought was fine, not a problem. But I asked you, why didn't you speak about, when Konate was getting it? A lot of people in the comments agreed with what I said in there. And then you pointed out to me directly, the first 4 minutes was you pointing out what I said. So if I took that, not an assumption, you told me that, and then I took it and I look at everything that you say is how I would phrase something or how I would put it, why would I not think you're not talking about me?
Yeah, but I don't think that the racism part obviously doesn't apply to you. So not everything that I said on that stream applies to you. A lot of things don't, like, that's the thing. These are examples of people who are in this comment section. And by the way, even the stuff that I responded to, even from a football perspective, the whole thing about like the whole standard held to a different standard, that's something that Emeka said on this channel 100 times. So not like, my thing is, you're not the only one that wants Mo out of this club, basically. You're not the only one that's criticized Mo this season. A lot of players have been criticized and have been subject to criticism. So me saying something doesn't mean that I'm responding to Endz indirectly. And when I did indirect you, eventually I did say that I indirected you. I probably would have messaged you about it, but you commented anyway, so I said it. But that's the only time really that I was indirecting something towards you. But other than that, this is more of a general conversation. The Lemming comment wasn't at you, that was at Ali in the chat, because you yourself said that the chat were turning on me in Copish. So there's a lot of people in the chat that I see them in this chat right now that are, repeat viewers who we remember stuff that they say in the chat. So it was more of a general response. And the stuff with the racism, that's just stuff that I see in comment section. Now, in terms of Konate, you are correct. I didn't do a Konate video, but this whole chat right now, whether they're on my side or yours, or they disagree with me or don't or agree with me or whatever, they will all say, I have probably been the one Liverpool YouTuber above all that have defended Konate consistently. And I've called out Tom for scapegoating Konate. I've called out multiple people in the fan base for scapegoating Konate. I said, stop scapegoating Konate. Act like Virgil is not next to him. They will all literally in the chat tell you right now whether they're on my side or not. I've defended Konate all season because I believe that he has been scapegoated. I believe that people are just looking at the things that he's doing. By the way, prime example, yesterday's game. First goal, okay, Konate concedes a penalty, but the other 2 goals you could blame Gravenberch for them and the positioning of the way that he's defended. The ball that's played in behind Gomez, Gravenberch is not tracking the runner, and the goal for the 3rd goal as well for the clearance before that, and the way that we defended the set piece, that ain't got nothing to do with Konate, and that's someone that I have defended publicly. Did I do a video on it? No, but I have defended Konate multiple times. Probably the whole season.
Can you see where the bias comes? But can you see where the bias comes from? Because on one hand, you made a video about Salah being hate and abuse, which I don't see. How is he getting abuse and hate? It's just people critiquing his performances. If someone steps over the line and being personal, cool, no problem. Yeah, call it out. But it shows bias if you're only doing a video. If you're going to do one, you have to choose to do all of them, or else this is what it's going to look like. You are being biased. Because it's like me, for an example, if I only did a Konate one and said, nah, guys, Konate needs to be respected, and then Salah gets the same thing and I didn't, you'd call that out as well. You'd say, Endz, you're being biased. Why didn't you call it out for this guy? This is why I choose to go, do you know what? I don't like to have these conversations around it because I need to see evidence. How is it being abused? What is the meaning of the word abuse? What is the meaning of hate? So I don't see it. I don't read everyone's comment, and I don't think you do, and I don't think anyone in the comment section goes through every comment that Mo Salah gets and goes, oh, I'm just going to pick. What it feels like is you mention something about him and a section of the fan base goes, you can't speak about him. It makes no sense because that's clear bias. If you say, look, I protect every other player bar Mo, you need to show me where and when. Because we critique everyone.
Who, you mean you?
Konate, yeah, me in general, I've critiqued.
Yeah, but I've never labeled that at you.
No, but what I'm saying is a lot of people say
that
no,
I
hate.
defended Konate. That's what I'm saying. I've defended Konate.
But
did I do it in a
pre-recorded
video? No, but I've done it on live streams. On Kopish, you've probably seen me on the Friday show defend Konate to Tom's face. Like if he made an individual error or something, I would call it out and go like, okay, he should have defended here better, blah blah blah. But I've defended him. I said though, and when Callum always asks Tom, goes like, is this just because of the contract thing? I always go like, yes, it's because of the contract. Because if Konate had a contract signed, people wouldn't be saying all this. So have I defended Konate in video form? No, but have I spoken about it in live streams? Yes, which is also a type of defending, and I've defended him consistently across the season. I've said, guys, stop looking at Konate by himself. There is Virgil next to him. There's a right back. There's a left back. I've said this a lot of times this season, really. So I have defended Konate.
What's the clear? Because obviously for me it looks like clear bias, right? In terms of you towards Salah and everything that I kind of stand for. In terms of if you're good enough, you play. If you're not good enough, you go and sit on the bench. And I think that goes across the board for any player at any moment. What keeps happening though is not only yourself, but others do this as well. Once you mention Salah, they throw someone else in the conversation. The conversation isn't about anyone else. It's about Salah. If it's about him, cool. We get to that. We end the conversation. We move on to the next player. So Salah this season has been absolutely dead. Not at his level. People have called him out on it. And yesterday's, and I don't know if you want to go into that yet or you want to kind of...
So you want to talk... Okay, we can move into the football side. So now we've established I have defended other players and I don't run away from any argument. We can move
I don't know. Nah, but you haven't done it in video form, but I see what you're trying to do. You haven't done it in
video form, but I did it on live
stream. And it shows bias, bro. No, but everyone can say that. Everyone can mention the two.
Yeah, but here's the thing: when you say I haven't,
everyone can mention
someone, it's different. I have defended him.
No, but the way Husam is the way that you've done it. The way you've done it, I can easily go, "Oh, Mo Salah is good." Would you turn around and say, "No, well, Endz must like him then"? If every time you heard me once in a blue moon say, "No, Mo Salah is good," you'd still think there's a clear bias because
you've seen. Blue moon,
no. But I'm saying is you made a clear video to show whose side you're on and how much you like this player. The other player's gone through the same thing earlier on in the season. There was no video there. There was no like, yeah, let me get behind this player. You can mention it in other streams. That's not a problem. But you chose who you wanted to do a video on, and that's the guy you chose. That's my main guy, and that's what I want to do. If you done it with Konate, I wouldn't have an issue, bro. But Everyone
I
can mention
understand
income
what you're.
video and defend.
I understand what you're saying, but when I defend Konate on live streams, it's the same exact thing as defending him in video form, and it's not once in a blue moon. It's me. I've defended him repetitively this season. It wasn't just one time. A lot of the times when the people
I've
are
also
having
heard you critique him as well, loads, bro. So
yeah, and I've critiqued Mo as well, loads.
there's a difference, man. Let's be honest, Husam, bro. If we're gonna do it properly, let's be honest, bro.
Yeah, I am doing it.
There's a level of.
I've done previews where I've put Chiesa right wing. I've said if you want to drop Mo, drop him.
No.
I've given Mo 0 in match reactions before, 0 out of 10s. I've critiqued every single player at the football club, but it got to the stage 3-4 games ago where it became so systematic and so mental with the team that I don't think it's individual errors anymore. Like this by the way, this is stuff that people who watch my content will all tell you. Like I said, he should be dropped. I don't have a problem.
No, but they're not listening intently. Husam, they're not listening intently. You've done it where you've said it and also given him a compliment on top of it. And then not only that, when Liverpool doesn't do well when he's not on the pitch, you then turn around and go, see, even when Mo's not there, we don't win. Instead of going, do you know what? Let's not say nothing. Let's just see how it goes, and let's not show our clear bias. You have a clear bias, bro, and that's fine. But don't pretend that you don't. Just say I do, and he's my guy, and that's fine. That's not a problem.
No, I'm not.
That's not a problem, bro. He's my guy, and that's not a problem. But you can't give backhanded now drop him. Okay, cool. Everyone's called for him to be dropped. But then on the next stream, you'll go, well, we've dropped him and see he doesn't work. That means you clearly didn't want to drop him in the first place.
Yeah, but I don't believe that it will work with just dropping one player. But I think that he does deserve to be dropped. And for me personally, look, when it comes to this conversation, I haven't just defended Mo the whole time. I have criticized Mo, and I've done it repeatedly since I've started creating content. I've criticized him a lot of times, and I've criticized every single player. And when it comes to like him being dropped, I also did say drop Mo probably many times this season. I said I think there was a match preview I did on a Friday, I think 3 weeks ago, where I said I think we should start Chiesa right wing, and actually Jerry and Jamie were there with me, and I actually did the same the Friday after. But then after that, when I started looking at the team's performances, I realized dropping a player won't change a thing. And that's what Jerry said as well, the last Friday stream that I worked with him. He was like, we're at the point now where dropping and changing players, it's not going to change anything. And it was proven yesterday. And it was proven against Sunderland. Like, in the first, it's the same thing with these players. Like, it's just, I don't think that dropping any player or changing any player right now is going to change our results. And this is the biggest issue for me. But when it comes to defending players, I have defended all 25 players against this manager and the system since Forest, because that's the game where I completely gave up on the manager, and I think his style and his tactics is just not working for us. But me personally, look, now that we can get to the football side of things, because I've made my feelings clear on it, and you've made your feelings clear obviously on it. But like I said, not everything that I said in that stream applies to you. The racism stuff, I've given you an example of us, like literally a message I received personally. Forget the comment section. I received personally with someone going like, Salah, you Arab this and blah blah blah. So
yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, exactly. And when it comes to the whole streets conversation, the streets is not you. The people in the chat know this. The streets is the Twitter, the footballing world in general. Like, we're talking about general conversations here, because not just one guy who, like, Endz TV is not the only person who said stuff about Salah. The whole world has been saying stuff about Salah, whether it be the media, whether it be the fans. So many people have done it. People have messaged me about it personally. So it's not just you. When I say streets, I said that. So yeah. Anyway.
No. So let's talk about yesterday, because I need to know where you're standing on this.
Yeah, before we do that, let me just grab these two supers, then we'll move on, talk about the football. Why slaughter Salah? Both must go. No one above the club. Two wrongs don't make a right. If Salah did that to Klopp, who would you back up? If Salah did it to Klopp, I'd back Klopp. And I backed Klopp all his time here. I never said the words Klopp out once. I supported Klopp when the Scouser Tom wanted Klopp out. So you want to know the issue? This whole, and we'll have the conversation now about this whole Salah situation. Slot ain't Klopp, mate. That's the thing people need to realize. Like, he didn't build this from the ground up, and we don't have the emotional connection that we did with Klopp with Slot at all. It's two completely different scenarios. This is a completely different thing. You defend Nunes, Endz, keep the same energy.
Oh, you want to respond? Listen, if you clearly don't like to listen intently and listen properly, then that's down to you. I defended criticism because I felt it was unjust, and I tried to defend moments in football that most people don't understand. As simply as it is. But did I ever make it? Did I ever go? He shouldn't have scored the goals he should have scored. No, I never defended misses. I just defended the personal attacks, which was when people was getting onto his family and his kids. That was a problem. Husam, you made a video about him as well.
I made a video about.
If we want to keep up, Nunes. We want to talk about the hate and
What
the
videos
abuse
did I
and
make
stuff.
about Nunes?
Bro, you made a video that you're happy that he left the club.
Yeah, but that's not abuse.
We'll need to look up the definition of abuse, then, bro.
Yeah, we can look it up right now. Me saying I'm happy Nunes left is abuse.
No, but you have to look at what you said within the video, my guy. Celebrating the downfall or celebrating someone not being there is crazy, bro.
Okay, so the definition of abuse, the noun definition,
and hate as well, please.
Yeah, but everyone knows I hated Nunes. This is not
but then
that doesn't mean that I abused him. Because if you label that at me, then I can just basically say you abused Salah.
How exactly?
We have to look up the definition of abuse.
Now go on, because you need to find a video where I've called him names. I've given him, I've called him below a human being. Like I've heard you call Nunes shit and poo and loads of different mad names that you've decided to call him. You go and find a video of me saying that about
Salah shit on videos as well.
When?
You know you have done. Let's not do this.
When, bro? When? No. When? Like, honestly, when?
You definitely did that.
I said his performance has been shit. You've heard me say that.
So when I say Nunes is shit, am I referring to him as a human being or
You're
on the football?
You're talking about him directly, no, because you need to be specific.
Yeah, but am I talking about him on the football pitch or as a human?
No, but you're leaving room for a guessing game now. No, talk about his performance. That's always I've done with Salah.
I'm not leaving room for a guessing game.
You dislike Nunes as a person.
There's the difference. Ali, okay, you just told Ali that he isn't listening intently. You aren't listening intently either. Because everyone knows that when I'm criticizing Nunes or calling him a donkey, which is something that I've said, or calling him shit,
which can be looked at as a different slur.
Yeah, but everyone knows that when I'm saying these things at Darwin Nunes, if they're listening intently, they would know that I'm speaking.
No, because you're hoping that everyone can guess and know what you're thinking. That's not how it works, bro.
No, I'm not hoping that anyone can guess and know what I'm thinking. I think anyone who listens intently would know that I'm criticizing Nunes as a player and not as an individual. Because I've never messaged him on Instagram or his family or referred to his family or spoke about his family or his personal life or anything like that. I'm purely speaking from a football perspective.
It's based on you just saying as a footballer, he's shit.
Yeah, as a footballer, he's a donkey.
Okay.
So that's not
as
really,
I said, you clearly don't realize what you
refer to the coppish chat. The chat are saying you're reaching right now because everyone knows I'm talking
that's
about.
That's down to them. That's their opinions. That's their opinion.
Yeah, but
that's fine. That's one person's opinion. It doesn't mean that it's factual, bro.
Why would I criticize Nunes as a man? I don't know him.
You're using one person's opinion to back your argument. I don't care. I have seen the video itself.
I'm responding to your points.
No, but you use someone's point to back your argument. One person. By the way,
no, I'm not using one person.
You did because you read one.
I'm saying if I'm watching a football game and I go like Nunes is a donkey, by definition of me watching a football game without doing semantics, I'm clearly referring to the footballer, not the man, by definition. Because I don't know the man, I don't speak to the man, I don't work with the man, I don't know the man in real life. So logic dictates, just pure logic. If I'm calling a footballer a donkey, that refers to his footballing performances. It has nothing to do with him as a person.
So you think that's the only thing you said in them streams when you done?
And I've actually, bro, go right now. Look, anything. What have I said? Nunes is a donkey. I can't wait for him to leave Liverpool. I'm happy to sell him. Blah blah blah. These are all football related things. There's nothing to do with him personally.
You don't think any of what you said is to do with the person personally?
No, because I never messaged Nunes. I never messaged family. I never said anything about his wife or his kids or anyone in his family. I've never spoken to the guy in real life. If someone during the game goes like Salah's first touch is so shit, I can't wait for him to get sold. Is he criticizing the man or is he criticizing the player? He's criticizing the player.
You need to, because look, we're talking about a couple of words that you use, but if you go and watch the whole video, you'll see what I mean. So if everyone here pretend they didn't see the video, Go and watch it, and you can make your own
I
decisions.
actually don't
there.
know which video you're referring to because I was supposed to do a
The Nunes
celebration.
out one, bro. You did do one.
I
Unless you
didn't do a
deleted it
celebration
now.
stream. No, I don't. I didn't delete
Husam,
anything.
I've watched the video that you put. It's there with
Okay,
Nunes
I
on it
actually
when
do
he
not
left.
know what video you're talking about because I was supposed to do a celebration stream, but I didn't do it. Everyone in the chat knows why I canceled that because of the passing of Jota. Okay, you're talking about this one. The pain ends Nunes to Al Hilal.
Mm-hmm.
I can play the whole 5 minutes right now, and nothing of it is abusive. I'm just happy that he's left Liverpool Football Club. That's not abuse at all. Abuse is you messaging someone. Abuse is racism. Abuse is you speaking about someone's family.
What's the definition of it?
Life, his choice of wife, his whatever. Like these things are all abuse. Yes, that's the thing. See, I was going to do a. Everyone knows this. Before we were headed into the summer, when the whole Nunes was gonna leave thing was happening, I said, guys, we're gonna do a celebration stream when Nunes leaves. But because of the passing of Jota, RIP, I said, look, the reason why I'm not gonna do a celebration stream is because it's very bad taste. With a player passing away, I'm not gonna celebrate do a celebration stream of a whole player leaving. So I just did a pre-recorded video on it, and I said the pain ends because I think it was a painful time watching him at Liverpool Football Club for the last 3 years. Just pure from a football perspective, not as a man, because I don't know him as a man. I don't speak to him as a man.
If you don't think he was hating on him, Husam, bro, then
no, but you've changed the words now. We said we agreed at the beginning of the stream to not change each other's words. You went from something
no,
that I've already said.
No, I said hating and abuse. Those are the two words I use. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so we've clarified that I haven't abused him. If you just said you were hating on Nunes, Husam, I would have said yes from the beginning.
What's the definition? What's the Oxford Dictionary? What's the meaning? Because you're there. What's the meaning of abuse?
The meaning of abuse? The meaning of abuse is to treat with cruelty or violence.
No, that's abusive. That's the meaning. That's the meaning
I
of abusive.
Googled abuse definition. Okay, I'll tell you all 4 definitions. Use something to bad effect. Treat with cruelty or violence. That's the verb meaning, which we're using it as verb right now. So I obviously use something to a bad effect for a bad purpose. Obviously, doesn't.
So you making a video thanking that a player's left the football club, you don't think falls under that meaning there?
No, it doesn't.
Celebrating the fact of someone leaving, you don't think so?
No, I didn't. I actually cancelled the celebration stream.
No, the 5-minute one. What was the title of the 5-minute one?
Yeah, I just put up a 5-minute video where I said, the guys, finally Nunes has left Liverpool Football Club. I'm not going to do a celebration stream because Jota did pass away. So I think it's very bad taste for us to do a celebration stream of a player leaving. So I just said, I'm happy he's gone. I think his time at Liverpool has been a failure. And I think he didn't live up to his price tag and he didn't live up to his expectation. So I said that. None of the things that I said are abusive. We can even calling Nunes a shit footballer or a donkey or an idiot if he misses a chance, that's not abusive. Abusive is for me like if I go message him on Instagram or message his family or comment in his comment section or say racist remarks towards him or stuff like this. These are all abusive things. But me saying that Nunes is a donkey from a football perspective is not abusive.
So what do you think I've said about Salah that you think that I hate him? Because you've openly said that. So what do you think I've said that comes across as I hate?
I don't think.
No, but you have said this on stream, bro. That's what I'm asking.
About you personally? No, I haven't said that.
Yeah.
That you hate him. I never said that you hate him.
Sam, I have no reason to lie about it, bro.
Yeah, but I never said that you hate him. We'll get to the football side of things now, but we've addressed.
Listen, we're not going to do this properly, bro.
Crazy mental gymnastics there, but I listen intently, so I know what I said. So you cannot do this to me because everyone knows. I actually came out last season and I said we don't condone abuse to any player. I said no one should message anyone.
No, but you just pick what videos you want to do
to the comment section. No one should say anything about their family members. No one should say anything about the place that they live. No one should say anything like that. But if Darwin Nunes is on 30 big chances missed and football fans are calling him a donkey, we're talking about him from a football perspective. Just logic dictates because none of us know Nunes personally. So by definition, it's not a personal thing. It's a football thing.
But you've also called him below a human being as well. This is what I'm saying, bro. You can pick what ones you want to do. I'm not going to go back through all your videos, but I've watched the ones where you said these things, bro. But if we don't want
to... Donkey is below a human being, but once again, that's just... You're using word salad. You're using word
Nah,
salad.
well, if you don't want to own up, it's fine, bro. If you don't want to own up to it, it's
No,
fine.
it has nothing to do with own up. At the beginning of the stream, if you said you hate on Darwin Núñez, I just said yes. Abuse is different than hate. Did I hate on Núñez? Yes, I did hate on Núñez because I didn't want him from the beginning, and then the performances were basically prove my point, and then the performances continued to prove my point for 2 years in a row. So yes, I was happy to see him leave Liverpool Football Club, and I personally didn't abuse him, and I said we don't condone any abuse. But did I hate on him? Yes. Anyway, let me grab these supers, then we're gonna move on, talk about the football. Big up to all of you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you for joining us on the stream. Let's get the likes up. We're closing in on 200 likes. Let's get there. Big up to a Jedi who says, Endz, you say Husam doesn't defend other players yet. When have you ever defended Salah? Hypocrisy. You twerked at Núñez, who hasn't done anything for us. Anything that has your name on it.
Clearly didn't. No, it's fine. If you haven't watched my videos defending him, I can't help you. There's nothing I can do. So now you're using assumptions. You haven't watched all the videos. That's all I can say.
If you haven't watched my live streams defending Konate, then I can't help you. Literally, UK media did polls saying Mo is the problem. This is true. I watch you and respect that you are talking this out. Yeah, because this was gonna just go like, oh, Husam responds, then End responds, and blah blah blah. So we just sit here on one stream and just do it. Mano, make way. But big up to Ed who says, look, you both have said shit that's been taken out of context about players and managers. It's okay, we're humans, we've made mistakes. Apologize to each other and move on. I don't think I want Endz to apologize to me, and I don't want to apologize to Endz because this is not a personal thing or anything like that.
No,
this is just I've already made my feelings clear about the stuff I said on Friday. A lot of it doesn't apply to Endz. A lot of it are general conversations, stuff that Emeka has said on this channel, stuff that people who wanted more have been saying on this channel. People in the comment section, you know, like the lemming comment. This right here, this guy right here, Ali. I've called him a lemming to his face. So that is an example. When I said lemming, and on the Friday stream, you're like talking. He's basically referring to sheep. Yeah, I'm talking about Ali, and I called him a lemming to his face. Núñez is donkey. Endz. You can cry all you want. Big up, Ali.
Not if crying, actually.
If Slot is freezing Salah out, that's more than just dropping him. That's what Mo commented on and further proof that Arne is toxic and needs sacking. One thing that me and Endz have agreed on is the mental management aspect of this team, which has been absolutely atrocious by the manager. FSG Slot win or sacked. Slot just drops Mo 3 games. And we didn't win all 3 games either. Bro, Núñez was garbage. What are you on about? Is what Shinobi's saying.
Yeah, he was. So? But you back your players, right?
But you haven't backed Mo, though.
No, I have. This is the problem. That's what I said. I have backed him. I can't repeat that he's my favorite player. I just have different standards for him to the rest of the team because I think he's the best one.
He's your favorite player. Núñez my favorite player, too.
All right.
Players should back Mo. Afraid they'll let Mo down. I disagree with this, and we'll come to this part in a bit. I actually think a lot of... I think so many players aren't playing for the manager right now. That's just purely based on body language and guessing, to be honest with you. Maybe a bit of guesswork, but I have seen it with my own eyes. Like even Gravenberg yesterday, but we'll speak about it now in a bit. The world is cooked. If we can't criticize players for shit performances, that's why they get paid millions.
That's a great point.
Thing is, if me and Endz weren't creating content and we were sat there watching as fans, and this applies to all 700 people watching right now, every single fan has watched football games and cussed out and insulted football players. I think this is just something that happens. If you overstep the line and you start talking about someone's family or their race, stuff like this, these are things that are different, you know, like so. Yeah.
But this is the problem, and this is. So you want to read the rest of those, or?
Yeah, no. If there's not, go ahead.
No. Yeah, no. I'm saying this is the problem you have because, and as I said, this is what I've seen you do multiple times as well. Many people included in this conversation. That as soon as you mention Salah, everyone loses their mind. Everyone goes, well, you can't speak about him. That means you're abusing him. That means you're hating on him. And I'm like, so critiquing, and to the point of that, critiquing a player's performance is now looked at as abuse, which doesn't make sense. And this only applies to your favorite players because critiquing Konate, I don't see anyone go stop abusing Konate. Accuse Gakpo for an example. Now he's the one on the microscope now getting cooked every week. Does anyone say that he's getting abused as well? Or do we just move on because he's not our favorite player? That don't make sense, bro. Like, if we're going to be honest, let's be honest. If we're going to show clear bias, let's show clear bias and just own it. Big up for that super chat. That makes a hell of a lot of sense.
Sam using racism as a shield for protecting Salah is vile. The guy you got on has wrecked you in every aspect. Sick to call racism. Yeah, but when you're saying it's protecting more, racist people exist, my brother. If it doesn't apply to you, then it doesn't. Then you're not part of the people that I'm calling out. That's what I said. Because Jerry on the stream was like, "Yeah, that's an ethnic minority. This is an ethnic minority. This is a white guy that loves on Mo." Yeah, but I'm not referring to content creators in these instances. And actually, in that same exact stream, I fast forwarded and I explained what I meant about the streets and the people. I said content creators and fans and media and people in the comment section. So I literally made it. By the way, this was on the Coppish stream itself. I have the timestamp where I said, like, okay, I'm talking about everyone here. I'm not talking about like an individual person who said something about Mo, because not every Mo criticism is abuse. I don't have a problem with that. Husam is lying about Nunes. I bear witness. I'm not lying about Nunes about anything. I said I was hating on Nunes. Did I abuse Nunes? No, but I hated on him 100%. Would you hate Salah if he joined Man City? At this point, if they're forcing him out. It's funny, yesterday seeing the reaction of all the rival fans. They were in my chat as well. As soon as I said, what if he joins another Premier League club? I had 25 different rivals all saying, please bring him to my club. I thought you guys don't rate him. Slot just dropping him after FSG is after FSG. I think you mean PSV probably. Is just sacrificing more, which we will speak now about in a second. Anyway, we've spoken about all the YouTube related stuff now. I'm sure Nick is gonna have a field day. Try to actually be unbiased, Nick, for once. You've lost that element. Big up, Nick. But anyway, let me just speak about the football side of things, and we can speak about the Salah slot situation. Let me ask you first, what do you think of this situation, the whole interview and everything that's happened since yesterday?
The only point, so all the Salah sexuals and the Salah lovers, avert your ears, close your eyes, whatever. The only part that I agree with is the part with the manager, and that the fact that he's locked him out, and he probably, and I believe he doesn't speak to him now, or they don't speak properly to each other at all, because I've seen it with the way he treated Kwanzaa, the way he's treated Chiesa this season, Rio sitting on the bench, Trey sitting on the bench. Things are going wrong, and he keeps playing the players that he keeps playing. So I get it. I get that part, but the rest of it was just being selfish. The rest of it is not. It definitely isn't what we're about as a Liverpool Football Club. You put yourself above the club, and if that's what you want to do from a selfish standpoint, you're entitled to do that. You're entitled to your opinions. You're entitled to your feelings if that's what he wants to do. But that just shows this isn't the moment in time where you come out after we're going through the rock that we're in, and you think it's about you. And him saying about, well, yeah, I feel like I'm being thrown under the bus. Clearly not watching what Kanate has been given. He throws under the bus every game, justified or not. He's under the bus. The Bradley and Frimpong, they've been under the bus. Rob on the other side, he was thrown under the bus. Kirkes has been thrown under the bus. Gakpo's been thrown under the bus. McAllister's been thrown under the bus. So it's not just him. For him to come out and say that, if I was his teammate, if you were his teammate and he come out and said, look what I've done, I don't have to earn my position in the team and earn my spot, then that says it all. That says it all. What do you mean you don't have to earn your position in the team? We're not Salah FC guys. We're Liverpool Football Club. Each player has to earn the right to play for the shirt. Yes, you get your accolades for everything he done last season. He earned his accolade. He got player of the season, got nominated in the Ballon d'Or stuff, European, he got the writers, all of those things that you get, the assists, the goals, the goal, you got everything that you need. But to come out and say the club's throwing you under the bus is crazy. The same club that gave you the 2-year extension that probably didn't want to do it and giving you 400,000 a week. What, the same club, even through when you was playing poor, they just kept stuck by you. And big up to Cav, he made a great point. You know, Salah's he's just not played for a week of football this season. So how have he gone from playing 45 minutes in a week to go in the club wants to throw me under the bus? And they don't want me at the football club. Or 1 week. So 1 week of him playing 45 minutes and sitting on the bench for the other two, based around his performance, and him coming out and saying, I don't know why I'm on the bench, is ludicrous. Your performances haven't been good. This is the reason why you're sitting on the bench. There's no other reason to it. What else? If you were playing well, you'd be starting 100%, because you were starting up until this week, until the week commencing where you missed. You was on the bench for Sunderland, I think it was, and then you came on, or he came on against Sunderland the week before, he was on the bench, didn't get no minutes then, and then this week he didn't get no minutes either. He's put himself above the club in that whole statement. You've made it about yourself. And if you're his teammate sitting there going, and he literally did what every content creators keep saying is Mo Salah carried Liverpool last season. I hate the fact that anyone even says that, because it takes 11 men to go to war, a squad of players to go to war to try and win the Premier League. Yes, does some player exceed more than others? And he definitely exceeded more than others, but it doesn't mean the others didn't pull their weight. They pulled their weight. Like, unless you're telling me Mo Salah made saves last season, he defended 1v1s, unless he was in the midfield running around putting in tackles. If that's what you're telling me, then I won't have anything else to say. But this was selfish, bro. This is not the right time to come out and say what he said. As I said, the only part I agreed with is the fact of him calling out the manager, because when we wanted him out, all of you lot called us enemy of the clubs. So now Salah wants the gaffer out. Is now Salah an enemy of the club? Shout out to my guy, Body LFC. He asked the same question. Now Salah's called out the manager. Is he now an enemy of the football club? Or is that just subjected to people that wanted Arne Slot out in the initial stage? This brother is selfish, man. You're on that big money and you didn't play for a week, and now all of a sudden someone's thrown you on the bus. They don't want you. That don't make no sense. But that's all I have to say. But yeah, close your ears, guys.
No, we don't have to close our ears. This is stuff that we've seen online and heard anyway. But my thing with this thing, first of all, I never called anyone an enemy of the club, so this doesn't apply to me. So that's on whoever said that. I know you guys haven't gotten over what James has said. But fair enough. You guys have been mentioning it ever since. So James putting that online, you get me? We've spoken about this during the Civil War stream, but the whole enemy of the club, I wasn't part of that. I said if you were slot out, I understand where you're coming from the beginning. When it comes to this Mo situation, look, I disagree with your take that I think it's selfish. I'll tell you why. I think that this has been building up. And the proof is he basically said that he went to Arne Slot personally and he asked him and he got no answer. So he's basically, I think, alluding to the fact that he's basically being pushed out of the club. And when we say he's being made a scapegoat, it has to do with Carragher's comments as an example, where he says Salah should be dropped. And it has to do with basically the treatment of him as a football player by the team. Someone pointed out yesterday, he's like, if you say Mo deserves to be dropped, why is Gakpo being started? Why is Konate starting? There's plenty of examples of players that, you look at and you go like, okay, why is this guy starting? As an example, you look at, the whole Chiesa situation. Chiesa saved Slot's job on Wednesday. Like, he literally saved his job with that tackle. And the game after, he don't even start. He doesn't even start ahead of Cody Gakpo. Like, even if you remove Mo from this conversation, I do think that Slot does show actual bias with his lineups and stuff like that. Like, Cody Gakpo, by the way, like, when you look at Cody Gakpo, he is getting started essentially week in, week out. For the most part, he starts a lot of games for Liverpool, and he hasn't been impressive this season, which is something most Liverpool fans agree on. So if you keep your same energy and you go like, okay, this guy should be dropped, and we're talking about Slot here. If you're dropping one guy, they need to drop the other. We're talking about examples of players like Chiesa and Rio Gomoa, who headed into the season, we were all saying should be given a chance on that wing spot. And there's another thing as well with this whole Ekitike thing. You could still go with Ekitike left wing, which is something we haven't even tried this season. We've never even tried this. We haven't even tried this. Like, all I've wanted to see was just Ekitike on the left and Isak up top, and I've been saying this for 100 years, and I haven't seen it once. And from Mo's perspective, he's basically saying, okay, so you've dropped me because my performance has been bad, but Gakpo starting, Konate starting, McAllister starting, all these players who have been performing well. Van Dijk after Eindhoven starts the game after. So, like, the manager is not keeping the same energy, in my opinion. When it comes to, like, the whole carry thing, I don't think Salah carried us last season. I asked the question on the Copper stream, but I have a completely different definition to the word carry. I said carry for me is Gerrard in 05. That's carry. When you have, because the reason why I said that is, and by the way, I've actually said this to rival fans as well who claim that certain players carried their club. Do not tell me Haaland carried Man City, because you're basically saying that Haaland carried Rodri, or that Haaland, brother, what the fuck is wrong with you? Who says stupid shit like this? Hold this ban.
Yeah, get out of here, man.
Dumbass. Anyway, back to the topic. No, forget, keep it respectful. He's going to get banned for that comment right there. Anyway, so when it comes to the word carry, I think Gerrard in 05 is carry. I think Messi in his last year at Barcelona, when they were really ass, he carried them that season to a Copa del Rey because they were really bad that year, and he still carried them to a Copa del Rey. So, like, carry for me is something way bigger than that. The only time I think Mo carried us is the year where we had Nat Phillips and Reece Williams, and like he kind of carried us to get top 4. Those last 10 games where he was like on some madness. That's the part where I think I can say actually Mo carried us. But other than that, I don't think any player carried us. I think Mo carried the attack last season. He carried the attack heavy because the difference in GA with him and whoever was in second place was 30 goals and assists. 30 goals and assists is basically 2 extra players. So I can say he carried the attack, but I don't think Mo carried Gravenberch or McAllister or Van Dijk or Alisson or Konate last season or Trent. I don't think he carried any of them. So the word carry, it's not me really who said that. I think that's a bit more Tom probably, but I never said he carried. But as when it pertains to his comment yesterday, look, it's been proven right. 2 games in a row, Sunderland and Leeds. And I'll tell you why it's been proven right. Sunderland at home, first half, he doesn't play the entirety of the first half. The scoreline is 0-0. Within 25 minutes, I'm pretty sure you actually saw this stat. Within 25 minutes, Sunderland has 6 touches in our penalty box and we have none. Yesterday, he didn't play a single second. A single second he didn't play. We bottled 2 leads. 2-0 up, and then 3-2 up. We bottled twice and ended up getting a draw. And that comes back to the whole debate that we had to start the stream. Look, I had a changing point. And you said about this whole slot thing. I'm the last person to say that says stuff when it's fashionable because I've said a lot of crazy shit on this platform. I called Scholes the Ginger Jorginho. So I'm not the guy who says the fashionable shit. But I got to a point, Forest at home, where I just took a step back and I just looked at the team. I looked at the setup. I looked at the tactics. I looked at our players' mentality. And I got to the stage at that point, and this is something that Jerry agrees with as well, and he said it 2 days ago on the stream. We're at the point now where I don't think dropping anyone is going to make a difference. I'm at that stage now. And this has nothing to do with Mo. I'm at the stage now where I think whoever the fuck we drop, every single combination is just not working. And that's down to Arne Slot, and that's down to this. Arne Slot yesterday on the bench was doing this. Problem is he's not using this, and he's not making the players use this too. That's the big issue. I think there's a mental block element because the players aren't fighting for him. And push Mo to the side. Gravenberch is the DM that he brought through. And I'm sorry, like you coach, and I've been watching football for 20 plus years. No one can convince me Gravenberch is playing for Slot right now. As a matter of fact, I don't think any player right now is playing for Arne Slot. Playing for the manager. The one that I can say is playing for the manager is probably Soboslai, Ekitike, because he wants to fight for that starting spot. Curtis Jones, because he wants to fight for the starting spot. Other than that, I'm watching all the players, and even Alisson looks a little bit disinterested. And I'm just sat there going like, he's lost the whole dressing room. So let me just ask you a question, and then I'll
go on. Yeah.
The question is, do you think Mo is indirectly speaking up for a lot of the players? I don't know if you saw the Virgil comments about him 3 days ago where he says, I'm not worried. I need Mo's leadership around me, blah, blah, blah. Virgil
I've seen that.
So is he actually speaking up for plenty of players basically in the squad and the team who do believe that about the manager as well?
I didn't see any of the comments that he made that was speaking up about the players. Everything surrounded him, apart from the part, as I said, I agree 100% with him, is the fact of he said we had a relationship and now we don't. And that's on the gaff, that's on the manager. And we've wanted the manager out for time. I personally, the guys on my channel, big up to the man, they all wanted him out early before everyone else. And everyone else joined the bandwagon now. So I don't really care about that. But let's stick to, I want to get Arne Slot out of the way.
Who you mean, Arne Slot?
Yeah, I think it's an easy argument.
Broke me. I swear I got broken by the drone.
I hear it, but I'm going to take Arne Slot out of the equation for now. And the reason why is only a little comment he made about the manager, and then he moved on to speak about the club. We know who wins between Salah and Arne Slot. Salah will always win. I'll choose Salah over Arne Slot because this guy needs to get out of here. But the fact of the matter is, Salah called out the football club. So that's not backing the other players. That's not him going, oh, I'm saying stuff and I'm speaking up for other players within the team. He was speaking about himself and on the reason. And I want to break down the comments he's made as well. So let's say he's been thrown under the bus. I would love to know, do you think he's been thrown under the bus? And if you can give me a reason why he's been thrown under the bus, it'd be interesting.
Oh yeah, I do
By
think
the club. By the club.
Over
not by on a slot.
Oh,
by
no,
the
by
club,
the club.
he said
okay,
the club
not by the manager. If you're saying by the
club,
club,
because that's what he said. No, he said the club's thrown him under the manager, not me.
Yeah, but I feel like these are two different questions, because if we're asking about the manager, I can give a reason, but about the club, I can only give based off speculation.
But as I said, the manager can't have thrown him under the bus, bro. He's missed 1 week of football and he's played 45 minutes. So he's not been thrown under the bus. We've seen him call out. We called out Kanat in the last game. We called out Cody in the game before that. And that's why he subbed him off after 45 minutes. So he can't say the manager's thrown him under the bus personally. And every time he's said something about when he's dropped him and not played him, he's bigged him up. He's bigged up Salah. So Salah's problem is the club. He feels like they're throwing me under the bus, which he's referring to as the club.
Yeah, but that's
so I want to know what you
these
think.
Are two different questions. If we're talking about the club, it's more speculative. If we're talking about the manager,
it can't be. He thinks
there are
done, so I want to know what you think.
Okay, but when it comes to the manager as an example, the reason why I think the manager is throwing him under the bus is, okay, benched against West Ham, you win. Against Sunderland, with him, without him, same result. Against Leeds, you draw. Without him completely. Now, when I'm talking about being thrown under the bus, I think he's more referring to the media narrative than anything else. He's speaking about the likes of Carragher.
He said the club, though. But he said the club, bro. That's why
I know. But you know, when Carragher speaks up, he's probably a mouthpiece for the football.
No, but he's not. But this is what, Sam, what we can't do is speculate. We can't do. He said his own words. He feels like someone at the club wants.
Yeah, but you're asking about the manager. I'll answer the club part.
No, I'm taking the manager. No, we're not talking about the manager. I've taken the manager out of this conversation now because we know who wins in this argument. Salah is going to win over this manager. Get this guy out. We all agree in this chat. Cool. But let's stick to now. Salah is now versus the football club we support. So you need to explain, but I'm asking you a question around that. What do you think he meant by him being thrown under the bus?
I can answer that easily. I think he's basically saying that the club are forcing him out. Which is basically, I think he's probably indirectly saying that they made me sign a new contract just so they can sell me. That's basically what he means.
So, but do you think if they wanted him out, why didn't they just let him go at the end of the summer?
Because
they wanted him out that bad.
Because they don't let him go for free. They want to get the Saudi money.
Okay. But he then said there was promises made to him, right? We saw that part.
Which is actually something Wirtz as well said. Because you said you listen intently. Did you listen to what the German media are saying about Wirtz?
We're not talking about Wirtz, bro. We're talking about Salah.
No, I'm talking about broken promises. I'm not deflecting. I've already answered your question.
No. But when we're sticking on Salah, I don't want to play. If we want to move the conversation,
I'm just giving you another example of broken promises. That's it.
Oh no, but we're talking about Salah's promises. Wirtz one, we can come in after that and have the conversation if you want.
No, but I don't want to have a conversation about Wirtz. You're missing my point. I can give you 5 examples
brought him in, so we're gonna have to.
No, I don't want
to. Sam, I don't, because he's gonna go all over the place.
We're
gonna go all over the place.
I'm not changing the topic. I'm talking about the broken promises part, because that's been said by Wirtz and Trey Ione and Harvey Elliott and Tyler Morton and Federico Chiesa. I literally have the comments.
No problem. I agree. But at the same time, they have not come out and said anything about the club and saying that someone wants to throw them and the club is throwing them under the bus. Am I right? Am I wrong in that?
About the manager, not the club.
They just said promises. They didn't get the promises. Cool. Right? They haven't said that. Salah directly has said the club. So now it's Salah and the club. So I want to know, which side are you on with this? Is it the club or Salah here? Because if he's saying he's been thrown under the bus by the club, I don't see it. You've been given £400,000 a week to do your job, and rightly so, because you killed it last season, so you earned that contract. Not a problem. I will never argue with that.
Correct.
Right? No problem. Given an extension where most of the time Edwards and these guys, we already know how they work. They don't want to keep players long term if they feel like they're going to depreciate not only in value, but in terms of how their outputs as well. We could agree on that. So I need to understand, how has he been thrown under the bus by the club when they've given him a big contract to keep him, rightly so. He's played every minute bar a week of football. And this is the reason. So being dropped, and this is what I go back to, it shows selfishness, because they've given you the bumper contract. You're going to say to protect the value, not a problem there. but he's not played a whole week and he's played every minute up until the point and then turns around and says he doesn't understand. So let me know what you think in terms of that from the club aspect.
Yeah, I've already answered your question, but you just didn't listen to my answer. I think when it comes to the football club, first of all, when we're talking about the football club, I don't think we're talking about Liverpool as an institution. We're probably talking about Richard Hughes, basically, or Michael Edwards, one of them, or both of them together. We're talking about the sporting director of the football club.
Yeah.
We're not talking about Liverpool Football Club as an institution, as the badge, as the club we support. We're talking about the sporting director. Now, as when it pertains to managers, it's a different debate. When it comes to the club, I think he's basically alluding to the fact that the club are basically trying to sell him / trying to make him the scapegoat. When he's talking about making the scapegoat, he's indirectly basically referring to the fact that he thinks the decision to drop him comes from higher up more than Arne Slot. So he's like, that's what I think, because he wants to play and the club want to sell him so they can recoup some of the value instead of losing him on a free after his contract expires. Because if it were up to him, he would remain at Liverpool Football Club. That's what I think. So I think they're basically trying to force him out Liverpool Football Club. That's what I think when he's calling the club out. And when it comes to club over player, I'm always club over player. But club is not Michael Edwards, and club is not Arne Slot, and club is not Richard Hughes. Because all of these guys are moving parts within the club. Because guess what? Mo could leave Liverpool tomorrow, and Edwards could leave the day after, and Hughes could leave the day after, and Slot could leave the day after. So these guys are not the club. The manager is not the club. And I think this is very important to point out, because Endz hasn't done it, but there's many people who are saying this. When Mo calls out Slot, he's not calling out Liverpool Football Club. He's calling out Arne Slot. Slot is not equal to Liverpool. So if I'm backing Mo over Slot, I'm not backing Mo over the club. I'm backing Mo over Slot because... And here's the big thing for me, yeah? If Liverpool were top of the league and Liverpool were killing it right now, everyone would be on Slot's side, including myself. I'd be like, Mo, you haven't performed. We're top of the league. We have a league title to win. This is the last time to be doing this. The issue is right now is we're shit. This is why this is exemplified. Because Liverpool are ass right now. Because we've spent 400 million in the summer, and 99.9999% of the people said Liverpool are going back to back. We had Callum wear a red robe with no underwear on stream. We had people were celebrating like crazy this summer. So we didn't expect to be in this position at all. So Arne Slot isn't performing himself. And the issue is, and people have pointed this out, is the manager ain't keeping the same energy. So when you're talking about dropping players for being out of form, there are so many players that deserve to be dropped because they're out of form. Prime example, remove Mo out of the equation, Ekitike Isak situation. People are saying Isak is going to start against Inter Milan. Why? Why should Isak start against Inter Milan? Ekitike just scored twice against Leeds. Why should Isak start against Inter Milan? Why? Why should he? Why should Isak start against Inter Milan? There is no reason. Why should Cody Gakpo start out of Federico Chiesa? Curtis Jones was reduced to a right-back slot when he did really well in midfield. Why? I think you rightfully pointed out, and I rightfully pointed out, that Robertson, when he came in, had a very good game. And I think the 2 games after, he was dropped for one of them. Why? As an example. Joe Gomez could have come in for Konate or Van Dijk, whichever one isn't performing at the time. Van Dijk put on an absolute stinky performance at home to PSV Eindhoven, and he started the game after. So when we're talking about this whole, if we're going to go, and this is my argument that I said on Friday, if we're going to go to drop players because of form and performances, you can start Szoboszlai and 10 sticks with him.
As I said, the conversation between Salah and the manager, Salah wins all the time, and that's why. But I'm looking at Sok because he only made one comment about the manager, which is we had a relationship and now we don't. Cool, no problem. We'll leave that part there. What about, obviously we spoke about the fact of he feels scapegoated by the club and all of that kind of thing there, and I agree. I don't think he's been scapegoated. I think every player, and I just think he's just unhappy that he didn't start a game of football. That's it, and he feels like he deserves more. Leading into my point, when he says, I don't have to, I've earned the right to start, where's your stance on that?
That part, I agree with him. I think after having the season that he's had last season, he has earned the right to start in that right wing position. And the reason why I think that applies, number one, we don't have anywhere near quality backup on the right-hand side to start for him. And number two, the energy is not being maintained across the team. Prime example, Cody Gakpo. You can say Salah is washed. Salah
I
is
said
34.
no. Let's stay with Mo. Let's stay
Gakpo is
with Mo.
26 and he doesn't start. Yeah, but if
Stay
I'm
with
answering
Mo,
you,
Sam.
okay, this
No,
is the
but
thing.
it is a thing.
This is the
No,
thing
'cause
that
you're
you
gonna
said on
shift it on a
Friday.
different player.
If I
No, but you're gonna
use
shift it on a
another,
different
okay, I'm
player.
gonna make this clear once for all. If I use an example of another player to use it in an argument for Mo, I'm not deflecting because the topic is still Mo.
It's looked at deflecting, bro.
No, but it's
Because
not.
you're moving it.
Because
You're moving to a
like,
player.
as an
Can we all
example, when
agree?
you
Go on.
as an example, when you brought up the whole lack of communication thing, right?
Mhm.
Today, someone posted this, right? Train Ione in a difficult space and must manage first team expectations. November. Tyler Morton didn't feel the trust from Arne Slot. I did everything that I could. This all Liverpool news. Fabrizio. Arne Slot and Harvey Elliott. I haven't had contact with him a lot, once or twice. I'm aware of his situation and know how difficult it was for him to get him over here. I think I know how he feels. You should ask those questions at Villa. Arne Slot on Chiesa. Liverpool head coach revealed that Italy's Chiesa wasn't happy with the decision to leave him out of the Champions League squad list, but claims that the former Juve star gave answers you want to hear in response. Now, when I'm bringing up those 4 examples, I'm not changing.
Sorry, Husam. I don't want to interrupt.
I just want to land this point. I'm going to mute my mic after. You bring up those examples, I'm not saying let's talk about Chiesa and let's talk about Verse. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying Mo's argument holds water if there are other examples of it happening at the football club. That's all I'm saying.
No, he is saying he doesn't have to. He's already earned the right to start.
So right wing, yeah, okay, I agree.
No. How has he earned it based on his performances this season? If you can,
because based on performances, other players haven't been dropped.
No, but we're talking about Mo. Yes, other player. We already know that, Husam. We don't have to point that out. I think everyone with any brain cells understand Gakpo should not be playing either because he hasn't been good. We know this. Yeah. We know there's other players in the team, but
so why is he playing?
Speaking, that's down to the manager. But we're not talking about the manager. We're talking about Mo.
That's what Mo's calling out.
No, he's not. He's calling out why he isn't playing.
Mm-hmm.
He's saying why I am not playing. I believe I've done everything to start games of football. If you're going to tell me Mo Salah has been great this season and he deserves to start and he doesn't deserve to work as hard as anyone else in the team, I will stop the argument. If that's what you're saying, because that's what it sounds like.
The only one that deserves to start is Szoboszlai.
So that means what Mo is saying is incorrect. He should be dropped. What do you mean you've earned the right to play? You haven't been good this season. He hasn't been.
When he's talking about earn the right to play, I think he's talking about his status at Liverpool Football Club. I think he's talking about what he did last season. I think he's talking
about last season, bro.
Contributions
last
to the
season.
Team. That's what he's talking about.
But that's last season. He's not retiring, is he?
Yeah, but you're asking me about his statement. I'm responding to what he's inferring because, as you said, listen intently. If I listen intently to what Mo says, he's obviously not speaking about this season. He's speaking about generally his Liverpool career. He's saying, at this point in time, he has earned the right to start over there in that position. Number one, we don't even have a right wing backup. And number two, you look at the other players who are performing even worse than him who haven't been dropped. So the energy haven't been maintained.
No, but Husam, he has played. No, he has played.
And to be fair, he did say he has played and he got no response. So
we agree.
So the whole logic has been stuff needs to be said behind closed doors. Great. So what if he said stuff behind closed doors and he hasn't gotten a response? So then what?
So then be professional. Go to the other guys, the higher ups, and if that's what you want to do, you don't come out in a moment when the club
he's probably done that though.
Nah, well, we're assuming now. There's an assumption.
Well documented that him and Michael Edwards have a very good relationship. I'm sure they've had a conversation.
But that's you assuming. You don't actually know to be factual. I'm just saying.
Conversation is assumption based. A lot of it.
No, but what he's saying is, he said he earns the right. He earned the right to start this season, which he has, right? We can agree on that. His performances have not been good enough to stay within the team. So what do you mean now that you earned the right and you don't understand? That's what he said. I don't understand why.
Because he's talking about relative to the team. That's why you keep thinking it's deflection. It's not. He's talking relative. He's talking relative to club performances right now. Starting. I deserve to start, which is correct. Because
explain to me how's that deflection if he doesn't understand.
Players. No.
Explain to me how is deflection if he's not if he doesn't know why he's not starting. Do you know why he's not starting? Yes or no?
Do I know why he's not starting? I think the club are trying to force him out. I think this is
So,
maybe
but
a
that's the
decision
deflection,
outside.
bro, Husam.
It might be a decision outside Slot's hands.
Husam,
It might-
then that's where it looks like you're being biased, and that's where it looks like a deflection. You've clearly watched the games this season. You've done every watch along at Liverpool this season, right? Fair statement.
Yeah.
You can't then say it's about the club. You've watched his performance and said, look, him personally, you haven't
but you've
merited
changed the
enough to
question,
start.
though.
Because I had
You've
to tailor
changed
it down
the
for you to
question. I'm not
understand it.
talking
No, but
about
I've
Salah
tailored it down for you
performances.
to understand
I don't
it.
think Salah deserves to start because of his performances. That's not what I'm saying.
But
You asked
bro,
me a
the
question
club-
about
you
his
said the club
statement,
is
and
the
then you
reason
made
why.
it about. No, you asked me a question about his statement, and then you made it about my football opinion. You completely shifted the goalpost there. If you're
No, I brought
asking,
it back.
no, okay, if
Go on,
you're
sorry,
asking
go ahead.
about performances, he doesn't deserve to start based off performances.
So can you explain to me why he doesn't think, why he doesn't know why he's not
Okay,
starting?
so that
Can
part
you
I
tell me?
answered, but you think it's a deflection. It's not. Hear me out first, and then you'll understand why it's not a deflection.
Go on.
In reference to the performances of the others on the football pitch, in reference to the performance of his fellow teammates, he deserves to start because the others aren't performing either. From his perspective. So put yourself in Mo's shoes. Endz is now Mo. You sit there on the bench and you watch Gakpo stink up the pitch, and you're thinking you know that as a footballer, you're thinking to yourself, why the fuck is this guy starting and I'm not? So that's basically what he's referring to, in my opinion.
Bro, that's why I said it will always come across looking like you're being biased, because when it comes to him, it's always the club, it's someone else, it's not just himself as a football player. As I said, we're okay as a fan base.
Why are you using word salad and twisting my words?
No. I'm just saying, I
just said based on performances, he doesn't deserve to start. I said this 10 times.
But then you also shifted it to say the reason why you think he doesn't start is because of the club.
I said put Chiesa right wing. Even yesterday on the watch along, I'm like, Slot, if you want to drop Mo, that's cool. Why can't you just play Chiesa right wing?
Well, Husam,
I said this 100 times.
But you just said the reason why you think he doesn't know is because of someone in the club wants him out.
It from Mo's perspective, not mine.
No, but if Mo's perspective isn't that he's not playing well, then what are we doing here then? If he doesn't think if he thinks he's actually been fine this season, then there's no point.
You're using is crazy. You're actually doing what you accuse people of doing, which is
I'm not doing what you. No,
and confusion. Okay, so
no,
this is what Endz just did. You ask me my opinion. Husam's opinion. Husam's opinion. Does Mo deserve to start for Liverpool Football Club? Simple answer: no.
That's not what I said, bro. I said
to start for Liverpool based off performances. So that part we agree on. You then asked me about his comments. Now I'm explaining what I think he says. He's saying that he has basically earned the right to start on the right wing, I'm inferring that he's basically speaking about the performances of the others off the pitch where the same energy hasn't been maintained. Those are two different arguments, brother. Because from my perspective, I don't think he deserves to start. But when I'm looking at it from his perspective, which is what you asked me about, he's probably watching the performances on the pitch and going like, why the fuck are these guys starting?
But that's the problem, Husam. You're not seeing that he needs to stop watching other people and watch himself and realize you have not been good enough to start a game of football. If you're starting to point fingers, I'm sure everyone's seen the analogy. If you point one finger, there's three pointing back at you. He's going, that guy's rubbish. I'm sure Chiesa is sitting there going, I think Salah is rubbish as well.
100% Chiesa should be thinking the same thing.
But these guys are going, do you know what? Let me take stock and understand, like, yo, I need to fix up. He's not thinking he needs to fix up based on his comments. He's thinking, no, I deserve to start. I've earned the right to play for this football club. So that means whatever, I should just start every game of football. That's not how it works, my guy.
Because he hasn't started and shit ain't changed.
We won a game when he didn't play.
And we drew
our best game of football,
and we drew 2 leads.
Bro, but you haven't given enough time for it to
and
play.
We've had Galatasaray away.
Hear this. We've had 3 games that Salah hasn't started, right? We've won, drawn,
we've had more than that. 5.
No, he's only been benched 3 games.
Frankfurt won, Galatasaray.
Frankfurt, and we won that game as well. So there's even more evidence.
Yeah, we won Frankfurt. We lost to Galatasaray.
Okay, so the games that we dropped in, we've won 2 and drawn 2.
We've won 2, drawn 2, lost 1.
So the point is proven that when he's not playing, we've still accumulated points without him. So how doesn't he not understand why he's not starting?
That's just not a logical argument, because also when he's played with, Okay, I'll tell you why. Because when he's played, we've also accumulated points. Because he played against Bournemouth and he played against Burnley. And he played
based
against
around
Newcastle.
other people. So, yeah, but those were efforts from other individuals in the team, not himself.
Okay. Well, but what's
Score
the
the
point?
winners then. No, but that is the point. He doesn't understand that he's not playing well enough not to start for the club.
You've again shifted the goalpost, by the way, again.
You
said he hasn't played. We want to. I had to remind you of the Frankfurt win to show you that I'm not being biased in this argument.
That's fine.
You forgot about Frankfurt. I brought up a game where we won without him, just to show you I'm not being biased here. I'm actually having a logical debate. 5 games he didn't play this season. Galatasaray L, Frankfurt we won, West Ham we won, Leeds we drew, Sunderland we drew. These are the 5 games he did not start. Yeah. Okay? Now, the reason why we count Frankfurt is he came on when we were 4-0 up. So it doesn't matter if he played or not. When we say played, we mean start, of course. That's not let's not do semantics in the chat as well. So when we're talking about him, like starting games of football, I've had games where I've won, I've had games where I've drawn, and I've had games where I've lost. With him in the team, I've also had games where we've won, game where we've lost, game where we draw. And you said that us winning is also down to other individuals. Yeah, but us losing is also down to other individuals. Eindhoven, Forest, plenty of examples this season where it's not like Van Dijk doing volleyball in the second minute got nothing to do with Mo, as an example. Eindhoven, 1-0 down. Eindhoven, I think there was the one game where most people spoke about defense, midfield, blah, 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 and actually ignored the forwards a little bit because they're speaking more about our defensive performance. And yesterday as well, prime example, we dropped Mo to have more defensive solidity down the right-hand side, and we conceded 3 goals down the right-hand side.
But you're using one game to show that point because the other games...
I can use all 5, no problem.
What? So the goal against Galatasaray was a penalty given away.
Correct.
Yeah. So what else? West Ham we won with a clean sheet. 2-2 against Sunderland. Oh, sorry, 1-1 against Sunderland. Where is that? Because
but Sunderland in the first half, as an example, like I said, within 25 minutes, Sunderland had 6 touches in our penalty box and we had none. So it's not like we're performing well without him.
What? Yeah, but that's more of a central issue than that's more of a central issue then. Now you're nitpicking. That's more of a central issue, bro.
I'm not nitpicking. I actually don't think any player is to blame at all. I think you can drop Mo and McAllister from now to the end of the season and the performances won't be any better, as proven yesterday. As proven Sunderland, same thing.
This is what I'm saying. You're never. So when he leaves, you think Liverpool's just going to go down the drain then? Because clearly with Mo,
no, because Suarez left and we didn't go down the drain.
So then what is the issue for dropping Mo?
Gerrard left and we didn't go down the drain. Torres left and we didn't go down the drain.
The problem is, what is it then? So why can't we just drop him?
The issue is Arne slot. That's the issue.
No.
The issue is not the player. It's not Konate's fault. It's not Mo's fault.
No.
By the way,
we can do,
I saw what
we can do the YouTube thing. It is some of the players' fault.
Did you see Gravenberg's performance yesterday?
Yeah.
So you see,
what about it?
Another one right there. I don't think Gravenberg is bad, though. I think the manager is bad. So my logic is consistent across the whole team. I don't think a single player.
So Husam, do you think every? So I am with everyone on this, getting the manager out, and some of you guys want to join the bandwagon now. Jokes, I hear it, whatever. But because you lot were sitting on the fence, including yourself with Sam, including many of the guys sitting on the fence when we was trying to fight the argument of the reason why this manager needs to be at this football club, but we chose to sit on the fence. Not a problem. Everyone can shift whenever they want to change their opinion. The fact of the matter is, everyone's so scared and nervous to move on without Mo Salah is ridiculous to me.
I'm not scared.
No, but you are though.
No, I'm not. If you sell Mo and bring in Olise, I would have no problem with it. I said this 100 times. Once again, you're building an argument based on a false assumption.
No, it's not off a false assumption, bro. You've done everything you in your possible in your armor to deflect as much as you wanted to do.
I haven't deflected
once.
Fair. I said for the 11th time, Mo doesn't deserve to start based on performances. So how's that deflection?
And then you go on to say, look, we've dropped him, and look, the results haven't changed.
Yeah, to prove that it's not an individual error.
But it has changed though, because we look better as a team. The difference is that we're making silly little mistakes now. That's it.
Did we make silly little mistakes against Eindhoven and Forest and City?
That's the team though. The team overall didn't play well in that game.
So those 3 games. So these 3 games, where we conceded 10 goals in 3 games. I went and looked at every single one of the goals. The only one that you can legitimately blame Mo for is the second goal.
I'm not blaming Mo for any goal though. Mo is not in.
That's
It's not Mo's
I'm
fault for
saying
goals.
9 out of the 10 goals has nothing to do with team setup. It has to do more with midfield and the spaces that Slot leaves, and it has to do with individual errors. Van Dijk stinky leg away at Manchester City, handball to Eindhoven.
Husam, we can agree.
For the third
We
goal.
can agree on the individuals.
You do
We can agree on the
The
individual.
problem with your argument is you're saying we won these games of football when Mo was dropped, but when we won the games when Mo played, it's down.
We played
to
better as well, by the way.
Okay, we won the games that Mo played us down to others, but when we lost, it's like he played, but the other ones is like, oh yeah, we lost.
No, he played and did nothing in them games, bro. That's why you can point that out, because he played and did nothing. You tried to give him props the other day when he came on for 45 minutes.
Okay, Bournemouth at home, first game of the season. Who puts in the cross for the Chiesa goal? Mo. Who scores the 4th goal? Mo. It's 2-2 at the time.
We was winning. No, we was winning 3. Chiesa scored the goal to make us 3-2 up. Salah's goal just helped to finish off.
No, I'm not talking about Salah's
goal. Was winning
goal,
anyway.
You're not listening intently.
No, you said he crossed it and he scored the 4th goal. You know, Husam, come on, don't do that. You
I said he put in the cross for the 3rd goal.
Then you said he scored the 4th goal. So how am I not listening?
I said he put in the cross for the 3rd goal and he scored the 4th goal.
Yeah, so you did mention his goals. What do you mean I'm not listening?
And I didn't say I didn't mention his goal. I said I put in the cross first. I speak about the cross first for the 3rd
Yeah, and then
goal.
you mentioned his goals. So you said you didn't listen to you didn't.
So his 3rd and 4th goal he was involved.
Okay, what's the other game?
Newcastle, he played the pass for the Rio Gomo.
No, he played it into Szoboszlai, and if you know football, you'd know that he played it into, and Sobo's brilliance and thinking is the reason why he went to Rio. He didn't play it to.
So you see, you accuse me of being biased. You can't even credit him for a pass.
That's not bias. No, that's not. But Husam, see what you're trying to do. This is what I'm saying. Deflection again. He played it into Szoboszlai. Okay, so let me ask you a question. Do you think he whispered to Szoboszlai and said, "Szoboszlai, dummy this"? Did you see him say that?
No, that's not what I said at all.
So would you give Szoboszlai the credit of the smart thinking of realizing there's a player behind him?
Yeah, I give Szoboszlai the credit for.
Okay, but you tried to give Mo the pass.
Yeah, because Mo played the pass. Because you said
to Szoboszlai. To Szoboszlai.
Your argument is Mo did nothing in the wins. I'm pointing out the stuff that he did, and then your argument is, oh, the problem is that
his performance
made the
did nothing. His performance was bad.
Who's taking away credit from Szoboszlai? You're taking away credit from.
Well, but you did, because you took it away from Szoboszlai to give it to Mo.
I didn't take it away from Szoboszlai. You're doing what you accuse me of, which is deflecting, because you asked me what did Mo do.
I mentioned Szoboszlai.
Did
you mention Szoboszlai? Yes or no, bro? Did you mention Szoboszlai in what you just said, or did you say Mo's pass to Rio?
Okay, so you just proved my point.
So that means
you're the one that deflected.
I am asking. Did you give Szoboszlai the credit, or did you say Mo's pass to Rio?
You said that. What did Mo do in those wins? I'm pointing out.
I said his performance.
So you said don't deflect. I'm answering the question straight up. What did Mo do in those wins? I point out a thing that he does, and then you go like, "That's a Szoboszlai dummy." Okay, but I'm pointing out what Mo did. I didn't take credit away from Szoboszlai. I'm pointing out what Mo did. Because guess what? If Mo played a shit pass, Szoboszlai's dummy wouldn't have mattered.
No, but come on, bro, man. That's a simple pass, Husam. You're bigging up a simple 5-yard pass to someone that you can see in front of you.
Because you said,
is that what we're now doing?
I'm pointing out stuff that he did.
No, I said his performances, Husam. Come on, bro.
No, you said he didn't do anything in those wins. You didn't say performances.
So passing a 5-yard ball. So that means every time Konate plays well. Let's for an example, because we want to do the example thing then.
That wasn't a 5-yard ball either. It wasn't a 5-yard ball.
Let's add 2 more yards to it. Let's say 7 then. Let's say 7 yards then. So we're gonna give Mo to pass a 7-yard pass credit.
If it leads to a goal, yeah.
Who really
because of your argument that he didn't do anything. You're missing the point. You said he didn't do anything, not me.
He passed a 5-yard ball and it was a cleverness.
Everton, we already know what he did. Atletico Madrid, we already know what he did. Arsenal, that was a bad performance.
Come on, bro. He played good for 45 minutes, maybe even 20. And then the rest
of the
game,
Arsenal? I don't think he played.
No, the Atletico Madrid.
Oh, Atletico Madrid
game, he played 45 minutes. He was really good.
Atletico Madrid, he was very good in that game.
For 45
No, I think it was very good the whole game. That was probably his best performance of the whole season, I'd say. Same thing with Everton as well. He's the one that he played the pass to Gravenberch. You're the one that said he didn't do anything. So
That's a great pass. That's a great pass. I'll give you that.
Okay. Real Madrid, he was great even without GA. Aston Villa, very good game as well, which you yourself pointed out. And which other wins? I think that's
so you've named. So what's that? So 45 minutes against Atletico, a 7-yard pass. You're trying to give him a credit for, which is whatever.
I'm not trying to.
And
give
then
him
Real Madrid.
You just said Mo did nothing.
7-yard
so
pass.
I'm debunking that.
No, you can't debunk a 7-yard pass because how many? Okay, for an example, who do you give credit for the goal that Szoboszlai scored to put us 3-2 up?
Which one you mean? The Newcastle one?
Not the 3-2 up. No, the one Szoboszlai scored in our last game to put us 3-2 up. Who do you give credit to?
That's an amazing pass by Gravenberg. That was a great pass by Gravenberg, 100%. Because actually that one had to be the perfect weight, or McAllister's dummy wouldn't have mattered. I know what you're talking about, which is on the playground we say dummy assist. But if the Gravenberg pass was ass, McAllister wouldn't have even had the chance to dummy it.
Can I ask? So Gravenberg tried to pass it to Mac. Mac, with the cleverness of thinking, allowed it to go through to Sabo because that's
great, 100%.
So it's not taken. It's not taken away from.
Dummy is great. You're once again twisting my word. Don't twist my word.
No, because we're not taking away from the pass. But you have to give credit to the guy that thought really smart in that moment.
That's not my argument, and that's not your question.
But you gave him credit for. You gave him credit for 7-yard pass.
You're doing mad word salad right now. You want to know why?
No, I'm not.
How did this whole thing start? You said in the wins, it was what others did, not him. So I'm just pointing out stuff that he did.
You guys just like glazing this guy, bro. That's all it is, bro.
Credit away from someone else.
Just keep glazing it.
I'm not taking the credit away from someone.
So
you just
said
that he did nothing.
Let's go back to it then. So that means you're saying let's go. Atletico, I thought 45 minutes he was great.
Bournemouth,
Atletico
Newcastle,
Madrid, I thought he was really good.
Atletico, Everton,
Burnley, he was really good.
Villa,
let me give you the no, bro. Wait, no. Games that he was actually good in, right? So Atletico, I agree, 45 minutes. Real Madrid and Aston Villa, I agree because that's when I said, nah, that's 2 really good games from him. Okay. And it wasn't based around his GA or whatever. It was more around, his performance was top.
Yeah, because Madrid didn't even get GA.
So there's 3, and this is what I'm saying. We probably look at the game completely different. I think, I'm not assuming, I want to know your answer here. You just think that basically if someone just scores or assists, that means they've played well in the game. That's what I'm assuming. You can answer. You can answer.
No, I don't think that. I think he was good against Madrid without a GA.
Okay, so there's 3 games this season that Mo Salah has played really well.
Yeah, but that's in your opinion, not mine, though. Here's the thing. Let's take a step back here. You said something.
No,
your words, not mine. I'm not twisting your words. You're the one that's changing the argument, not me. I've actually answered everything straight.
I have not, by the way, but let's go.
I've literally answered every single question straight. You said, because we were talking about the scenarios with Mo and without Mo, you said in the wins, it was efforts of others and not him. I'm pointing out the moments in which he helped us win those games, whether it be a 7-yard pass or a cross or a goal or whatever it is. I'm pointing out those moments, and your response is, yeah, but why are you taking credit away from Szoboszlai's dummy? I'm not. I'm pointing out the moment that he had. Because guess what? We played 10 passes.
Husam, here's the because here's what you're going to do. There's other players that's played passes that doesn't result in terms of the assist, but we'll never turn around and say, oh, that was amazing. If that said player played shit in the game, you then call him out for it.
I don't do that.
Okay, prime example. Go back to the Crystal Palace game. Yeah, you'd say that. I watched your match reaction on the first one when we lost. I think was it 2-1 or we lost the first time. So we had them in the. You're
talking about Wembley?
No. The League One. I think we lost 2-1 when we was away.
2-1. Yeah, we lost. Yeah.
Konate played some really good passes in that game, but you took away everything that he did in the game and cussed him out in that match reaction based around you thought his performance was bad. Yeah, so you took away all the credit he did in the game.
Scapegoat him in that game. I said Glasner.
Go back and watch what you said.
Okay, since you say you listen intently, why did I? What did I say? Who was Slotton at the time? Why did I say the reason we lost to Crystal Palace? Everyone will.
You didn't say it was Konate. You said it was a manager. No, you said it was a manager. No, you said it was a manager. But you.
Yeah, I said Glasner outcoached Slot.
Yeah, I heard that part, but what I'm saying is you still went on a monologue and a rant about Konate's. But what I'm trying to say is, you see, when it comes to players that you're biased about, you didn't give him credit for the passes he was making in the game that could have led to something similar to Salah. That pass he gave and a clever little thinking
When
from
did Konate
Soboslai.
play a pass against Palace that could have led to something? When did that happen?
All right, bro.
No, but you see, this is the thing. I'm actually responding to all your points because I know you're gonna go like, oh, the Husam deflected and he changed topic. I didn't change topic once.
No, but you have deflected. I'm not going to tell you behind your back that I've said it to your face.
But I actually haven't deflected. I've responded to everything you said. When did Konate play good passes against Crystal Palace? This all started from you saying when we won with him on the pitch, it was the efforts of others. But when we lose, he's part of the reason to blame. But that's not you being fair about your
No,
favorite.
it is fair because you got onto him and you didn't say anything good about him.
I got onto who?
Konate, bro. I just said from the Palace game. My point is,
for the most part this season, 90% of the season, I have defended every single player, including Konate.
Sam, there's a difference between saying that you're defending a player.
Chat.
It's not about being a liar, Sam, bro. I know. I don't, Husam. We're talking. We're having a conversation.
I'll mute my mic. I'll just ask one question. Chat. Put one in the chat if you recall me saying to Tom's face, why are you scapegoating Konate? Whether it be on my stream or Kopish or the Monday stream. Put one in the chat if you recall me saying to Tom's face, why are you scapegoating Konate? Look how many ones are going to be in the chat. Are they all liars?
Sam, bro, listen, who said you haven't said it, but it's the way you've been doing it. You haven't defended the player as much as you've defended Salah, bro. And
I have defended Konate so much this season. What are you on about?
No,
I could call Tom Little to stream right now and he'd tell you that I've defended Konate so much. Tom Little's been the one on Konate's neck this season. And I said, stop scapegoating Konate to Tom's face 100 times. Because I think that Tom is scapegoating Konate. Because guess what? I brought this up. When the manager fixed up the style and the system, Konate looked amazing against Real Madrid. Amazing. Because I'm not asking Konate to do shit that he's not comfortable with. He was very good against Real Madrid, Konate. Very good. And so was McAllister. And so was Gravenberch. All these players had good performances because the system was fixed. So my base level argument is, get a new manager in. Let's give them 5-6 games with these players. And then if a player still looks like shit, sell them. No problem. Sell them. Sell any player that doesn't look good with a fixed system. Any player.
Bro. Listen, it's your world and we're here, bro. But as I'm gonna say, bro, you can say that you've done it. I'm not disagreeing that you have. There's a difference between saying, "Oh yeah, nah, stop scapegoating," and there's a difference between making videos defending players. There's a complete difference.
Bro. You're back on something you said an hour ago.
No. But I'm trying to go back to what you were just saying. You're saying that you have, and I'm showing you the difference. The difference is, yes, you can mention it on stream. Does anyone care that I say Salah is my favorite player? No. Does anyone care that I defend him in some videos? No. No. But that's fine. But they can go and watch it and they can see it for themselves. That's not a problem.
Nunes is my favorite player.
No. But here's the bias. You decided to make a video on one player and you didn't make it on the other one. And I'm just showing you the clear bias that you have for that player. That's just that part. Yeah. I'm not disagreeing that you haven't said.
I'm biased.
I'm sure there's videos of you saying.
I'll tell you how I'm biased to. And I say this to your face. And this is a statement that I said publicly. This is public information. I said I'm biased to Salah. I'm biased to Van Dijk. I'm biased to Trent. And I'm biased to Alisson. Those 4 players that were part of what we built from the beginning, you damn right I'm biased towards them because I defend them all the time, including Virgil. You should see the way that I defend Virgil publicly and the way that I defend Alisson publicly and the way that I defend Trent publicly. Why don't you ever mention the fact that when half the Liverpool fan base were attacking Trent, I was the one defending him in front of the whole world? I was like, I defended Trent's position. I spoke about Trent Alexander-Arnold, the fact that if he wants to go to Real Madrid, it doesn't matter. He's a Liverpool. When Tom was calling him a rat and all that, I was the one that's defending Trent. So I am biased towards them. And last season, I did say, after last season's performances, I became biased towards McAllister as well because I thought he was our best midfielder the whole season. And this year as well, when it comes to Konate, I have on every single live stream defended Ibrahim Konate whenever Tom or anyone brings up the fact that they think Konate can't play out from the back and blah, 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 and Konate can't pass and blah, blah, blah. I brought up the Konate pass to Isak, by the way, in the Premier League. Remember when he played that amazing pass into Isak and you said, I don't bring it to the top? I brought it up. I don't recall passes he made against Crystal Palace, though. Crystal Palace, though, it's completely... By the way, Crystal Palace, we considered we should have been 7-0 down in the first half. That alone shows me it's completely managerial. Like Glasner abused Arne Slot in that game from a tactical perspective. Arne Slot played a box midfield against a team with a back five. You're a coach, you know that's a disaster waiting to happen. He literally played a box midfield against a team with a back five, and we wonder why we lost.
As I'm gonna say, Sam, man, yeah, it's clear to see, bro. But I don't know how long you got left, but I want to go back to the points that Salah made and
stay
see
for
what
another literally 30 minutes. It's on you. I don't know. Do you have to go?
Cool. No. I've got, what's the time? Damn. All right, let's go. 5-10 minutes. 5-10 minutes. Hold on one second.
Okay, so can we grab the supers then? Because they're referring
go on. Let me just message. Yeah, go on.
Okay, so big up to all of you guys. Make sure you guys are liking and subscribing. Every single one of you, please hit the like button. Please subscribe and keep getting involved in the chat. Appreciate you all. And don't forget to use code Husam15 on OK Jersey. 15% off. This code only applies for the next day, guys. Got you an extra day. Big up to Omar who says, Endz, why is the media asking, is Mo the problem? Tell me.
Why did they ask him why he's the problem? I have no clue. Is that what the media thinks?
Carragher is part of the media, to be fair. Just Mo,
but 3 games. Carragher is a Liverpool legend, isn't he, or not?
Job. Big up to JJ Ash says the 2-year contract of 400k was not charity. It was actually to recoup some money for him after instead of losing him for free end of last season. We don't know the full story, so you can only assume this is true. But there is ways to go about things, like not this way. If they're actually forcing him out without communication, then that's not a way to treat a football player in general. Can't force a player out without communication. So that's why he said he spoke to the manager and he didn't say anything.
But Husam, do you think that he hasn't been paid according for him to do his job?
What do you mean?
He's been compensated well enough for what he's done for the club, don't you think?
Yeah, well, I'm not speaking about the money at all.
So if they want to if they want to throw him out, if that's their business, they want to throw him out.
Yeah, but I'm just
that's what they want to do with their business.
Part. No, I'm just talking about the communication part. If a player is specifically like him or Virgil, like the legends of the football club, Alisson the same, you have to be able to communicate. Like, yo, Mo, we don't see, we don't see this relationship going forward. We're gonna try to find you a new club in January. You could basically say this to him. It's very easy.
No, but do you think these guys have built the empire they've built and the billions that they've made based on not having good communication? So we can't assume that they're not communicating to him. He probably just doesn't like.
That they've communicated properly either.
I would assume
because
someone
that's made broken promises examples.
I can assume someone that's built billions clearly knows how to communicate effectively. Can we agree on that?
But you're once again you're changing the narrative because we're not talking about John W. Henry here. We're talking about Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes.
But you're saying you don't think that they've communicated to him, and I'm saying if someone's accumulated that much, is able to build the empire they've built, clearly they can communicate.
Mm-hmm.
So
if we're talking about the billionaires, I'm talking about Edwards and Hughes here. So anyway, big up to Katie who says, Endz, did Messi win the World Cup for Argentina? Would they win without him? Same way. Salah was key. So fair to say Salah won it for us. Look, here's the thing. If you say he was the most important player in us winning the league, that would be true because he had the biggest contributions as well. But did he carry us? No. But was Endz wrong 2 years ago when he wanted Salah gone? Yes, because we ended up winning the league. So
that's on hindsight. No, that's on hindsight. Because you wouldn't have known he would have done the season he did.
Yeah, of course it's in hindsight, 100%. But we're speaking in 2025.
Add that to the end of it then. Add that to the end of your statement in hindsight.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Yeah, 100%. Because you wanted him gone and then he ended up getting 47 GA and winning us the league. Was slot timing just dropping Mo 3 games right? If he dropped Mo and we ended up winning games, I'd get it. But we've drawn to 2 promoted sides. We finished 8th last season without Mo. 100% he carried us. I think he carried the attack, definitely. Broken promises, I want to know more about it. Same, because now it's Verts, Nioni, Chiesa. Plenty of people talk about broken promises. So I don't know if this is the manager or Edwards or Hughes or whoever the fuck it is, but there's someone who's not living up to the promises that they made. I don't know who. And it'll be interesting to find out. The time that contract took, though, is effing sketchy. Is that Tom Little wearing another team's jersey? Brother, if you're going to be mad at me wearing an Inter Miami shirt, we're never going to play Inter Miami ever in our lives. So I'm good. I got a Mexican club shirt too. So Endz, you can't isolate stuff. It's all related, my brother. I agree with this.
No, you can isolate it, because if you keep shifting it, then clearly you're going to speak about players that the fans would love to call out. So you have to have a conversation around what the player said without have to shift the conversation to someone else to deflect it. If you keep doing that, then you're never gonna then blame the player that we're speaking about, or come to a solution or an understanding on the reasons why. If you keep deflecting to players like a Cody Gakpo, that you can easily go, well, why is Cody playing and Mo? It's not about Cody, it's about Mo.
Yeah, but as an example, I work with 10 Liverpool content creators. If Endz comes out and says, Husam made me broken promises, and then 4 others say the same thing, it gives more credit to the argument. Simple as that. Clubs have treated Mo like shit. Have treated Mo like shit. Mo defends himself. I agree with this. We'll find out soon.
So the club think that you're treating Mo like shit. Now go back to that, because I want to give my points as well. So that person.
Go ahead.
Okay. So no, what was it? He thinks that Mo's been treated shit by the club.
Yeah.
Does everyone actually think? Do you think that? And does everyone in the chat thinks that?
Based off what he said, they're either forcing him out without communication, or the manager is forcing him out without communication. So regardless, both sides, he's being forced out, whether it be the manager or whether it be the club.
Husam, but that's what I'm saying. It's been 3 games, Husam.
I'm not talking about
3 games, and he thinks the club don't like. No, but it stems from that, bro, because he's played every game up until that point, right?
Yeah, but I'm not talking about the 3
games. Just the last 3 weeks. Yeah, it's been the last 3 games where that's really affected him, because he was on the bench on use, played 45 minutes, and then on use again. So clearly, a player of his stature is going, hold on a minute, why am I sitting on the bench? So for a whole week of football, he's missed. If he missed this through injury or whatever, it's the same thing, just a week off. You just had a week off. We sent him on holiday, it's just a week off. He threw the club under the bus because of missing 3 games.
I don't think he threw the club under the bus. I think
100% he has.
The club are trying to throw him under the bus and make him the scapegoat, because Carragher is a club mouthpiece. And these journalists, by the way, the journalists, you don't know what proves his point correct. Go look at all the Liverpool journalists, like the Liverpool Football Club related journalist articles. It's all basically the same exact thing. You're telling me not one journalist disagreed with the other? Mouthpieces.
No, because they realize he chose himself over the club, and they're going, well, nah, we're not going to do that. No player's bigger than our football club.
You need to look up brown envelope therapy.
Listen. If they're doing that, listen, Sam. If they're doing that, that's down to them. Not a problem. If they want to earn their bag that way, cool. Do what
you've said before. Why don't any of these journalists ask serious questions in the press conference?
I've asked, but if you're telling me that they're getting,
now you're taking their words verbatim.
No, but if you're telling me that they've been given brown envelopes, then what am I meant to do from that point?
No, I'm talking about brown envelope conspiracy, because they've all said the same exact stuff. You're telling me 10 journalists, not one could disagree with the other? Come on, what are we doing here?
No, but why would they
all thought the same exact thing? Do we legitimately believe that every single one thought the same exact thing? Like, even me and you, Liverpool fans, yeah? You did a stream today, I did a stream yesterday. People agree, people disagree. You're telling me all journalists agree with the same exact thought?
If you're trying to throw it, I think we should all agree on the club over any player, though. That's one thing where I stand on.
Yeah, I've said that 100 times.
But that's what they're agreeing on, though.
The club is not Richard Hughes. The club is not Arne Slot, because those are all employees of the club that can be removed tomorrow.
Which is fine, but he only made one comment about the manager, and you just leave that there. The rest of it was around the club and how he's been treated and scapegoated by the club.
But the reason why I don't leave that there is the body language of the players. Let me tell you players right now that I think aren't playing for Slot right now. Virgil, Konate, Kirkes to an extent, Gravenberg, McAllister, Isak, body language sucked yesterday. Federico Chiesa and Salah. That's 8 players who I think aren't playing for the manager, just based off body language and the way that they're disinterested. I don't think he's speaking just about himself. I think there are other people in the dressing room that feel the same way. And this is him basically saying that we've been man-managed in a really bad way, which is why you're getting people coming out and saying that the players had a very good relationship with Johnny Heiting and he's left now.
So, which these are the... No, but if you're having a problem with these guys coming back, and I'm sure I'll say 90% of most of these people in here wanted Edwards and these guys back in the football club.
Yeah.
So now you deal with it. If they don't, okay. So now this is what you get for what has happened. He's going, the players are too old. I don't want to give him a new contract and we need him at the football club. But you have a problem with it. You wanted someone back in that
No, I don't
didn't have
problem
the
with it. I have
emotions of
problem with
Jurgen Klopp.
communicating it.
But you don't know. You're assuming, bro. You're assuming.
No, I'm assuming based off what Mo said about broken promises, which 5 others said.
You can probably say with an assumption, you could probably say one of them is I should start every game. You could probably also say don't sign a right winger because we haven't for some reason signed a right winger since Mo Salah.
Or you just made 2 assumptions yourself.
But I just said it is an assumption. I said at the start it is an assumption, right? So if those are the promises you're talking about, you start every game. No, don't sign another player in my position because I don't want to compete against anyone. Okay, but at the end of the day, Mo, you have to understand the club has to move forward at some point. It's not that they don't like you. It's the fact of we have to move forward in a direction. You haven't been playing well, and the manager's opted to drop you. Fairs, but it's only been a week. If he drops him again continuously, then I don't know in it. Whatever, you guys can dive into that as much as you want to. But other players, he took Cody off in the last game, 45 minutes in, right? Am I wrong in saying that? He threw him under the bus as well, said he couldn't dream past his player. The only reason why he's probably not been able to drop a Kanate or a Virgil because we don't have any other centre-back. Joe Gomez you could probably put there, but you're like, well, if I put him there, no one really trusts his Joey. Another player that I've defended and now everyone's pretending that he's better than sliced bread now because now Joey's this and Joey's that. We don't have, if Gay was here, then I'm sure he would have dropped Kanate at some point. He would have done it. The left-hand side, he clearly doesn't trust Kears and he doesn't like him. And for some reason, he doesn't want to play Rio, which I've openly expressed he should be playing these players. So how can he feel like that? How is he feeling now the club is scapegoating him?
We're all giving assumption-based answers. We know for a fact that Mo has probably went and spoke to the club, and there's a reason why he went public with all this. Normally, we could single out players for their performances, but under Slot, every player has declined to a man. Endz is being obtuse at this point. We never did this to any greats who lost their legs, including Stevie. Never did this. Endz, everything is
we didn't?
No, we didn't do.
Didn't Stevie go out the back door, bro? Didn't Stevie go and play in the MLS?
Yeah, he went to play in the MLS. Yes.
Okay.
He did go to play in the MLS.
When his legs got, Stevie's legs wasn't there, man. But the same thing happened when Stevie wasn't good.
And Rodgers came up publicly and said he had a conversation with Gerrard, of which Salah has said Slot hasn't had a conversation with him.
There is no way. There's no way he's dropped him and not said
I think actually Gerrard gave an interview and he said Rodgers had a conversation with me that I can't play game in, game out, so I'm going to come in these games here and these games there. Like there's a communication there, and that's Mo's problem that Slot hasn't communicated.
No, but you're assuming from what he said though. As he said that the manager didn't tell me the reason why, or he said I don't know why I've been dropped.
Yeah, but my assumption is based on stuff he said. Your assumption is based off what you.
So you think in a professional game, bro? I'm asking. Do you think in a professional game the manager just said, "Well, Mo, you're on the bench, and I'm not speaking to you"?
Okay, so Mo, verbatim. You're using verbatim what he said to call out the club, but you're not using verbatim what he said to call out Slot.
I'm asking you a question, bro. Can you answer the question?
I believe what he said because he has no reason to lie. On the way out, he has no reason to lie. So you think
in a professional game, the manager has gone, you're on the bench and that's it? To Mo Salah?
Yeah, yes, because there is a broken relationship there. When there is a broken relationship, there is a lack of communication. Lack of communication leads to assumptions. Lack of communication leads to a whole different things. You get me? And everything is a chain of events resulting to it. I agree with that as well. A lot of people don't need to start because of their performances. Not just one player, but every coach has their favorites. Yeah, like Gakpo as an example. So basically, Endz saying Mo's the problem indirectly, but you have to listen intently.
That's what you think.
Endz, if Mo played versus West Ham, you're saying we won't win?
Did I say that?
Better. We've basically dropped deep plus barely create. Fuck's sake. This is, to be fair, our creativity has been lacking. Husam, are you justifying what Salah did? Yes. Call out Slot. Endz, you a hater, bro. End of is what Zuraiz is saying.
Yeah, I'm a hater, bro.
Zuraiz actually wants Salah gone too, so I disagree. Salah this season has been told to play on the wing at his age to the touchline. Last season we used him as an inside forward. Why change it? It's all on the manager. And that's my point, which is what I pointed out on the Friday show that Endz called out. I think we're asking these players to do stuff that they're not comfortable with. Endz is a coach. Tell me one logical reason why Gakpo and Mo are further away from the goal than Kirkes and Bradley.
I can't give you an answer because it's stupid, and I've called this out multiple times.
There you go, then.
But at the same time, he still thinks that there's not an issue with his performance. You can be out of possession. That's fine. You can be out of your natural position where you'd love to play. But it's not the manager's fault you can't dribble past your player. It's not the manager's fault that your touch has been off. It's not the manager's fault that you miss the target every time you try and shoot. That's not the manager's fault. So we're not going to deflect and pretend that it's the manager is the reason why. It's the manager.
I just think the manager's asking him to do stuff that he's not comfortable with. That's it.
So he's telling him
like he's asking the rest of by the way, this is the rest of the team thing. Because if you wanted that dribbling winger, why didn't you keep Diaz then and sell Gakpo? Because Bayern wanted one of Gakpo or Diaz, and he opted to sell Diaz and keep Gakpo. I mean, sell Diaz and keep Gakpo. Of which in the summer I said I'd rather keep Diaz, by the way. For the first time ever, I want Inter to batters. That's crazy, Jack, because you're scouse. So you saying that is mad. Endz, same can be done about most of our players. This is
true. Agree, mate. They should go. Get rid of all of them. Might as well in the club.
Just because you made billion doesn't mean that you communicate well.
Bro, come on, man, Omar.
I think we're conflating stuff here. Club is not equal to Edwards, is not equal to manager, is not like, these are different things. We will support Liverpool Football Club when Salah is gone, when Slot is gone, if Edwards goes, if Hughes goes. Like, these are all employees of the football club. Timing plus isolation is a huge factor. What's hard about it? You don't say a lot of stuff, but indirectly you are. Yeah, but you just have to listen intently and you will know what Endz is saying. But anyway, guys, again, wrap it up here because I know Endz has to go as well. So appreciate you.
Now I've changed it anyway, bro. I've got about 10 minutes, so it's up to you. But I've got 10 minutes.
Okay. Salah is in his feelings. Move him on. Post Mo era, please. I didn't listen to any of this, not gonna lie, but I always wonder how all the Nunes out guys gave him more time than Salah. Hey, it is what it is with this whole Nunes thing.
How about he says give it out more than Slot? Slot, bro, we were the first ones to call out Slot from January. Everyone else was riding the coattail until now.
Players now bench should do interviews crying. I don't think it's as simple as that, though. I think it's a lot more than that. I think there's so much more than just being on the bench. I think it's lack of communication and plenty of different things.
Oh, Husam, this is what I'm saying. That's where the deflection comes from, bro. Nah, he's asking a legitimate question.
I'm deflected once. If Mo, you're building arguments based off assumptions. I'm going based off what the guy said.
No,
he's communication with the manager.
No, because the simple thing is the guy's been benched and he's come out and said some stuff, right?
Yes.
So he's just asking you, should now every player that gets benched, should they come out and start crying? That's all he's asking.
Yeah, and I'm saying it's not just about him being benched. Because the guy himself came out and said, and you're using verbatim what he says, so I'm using verbatim what he says as well. He says, I communicated with Slot and I got no answer back. So why should I believe what he says when he's calling out the club, but call him a liar when he's calling out the manager? That's not how this works. Either you believe what he says or don't believe what he says. It's either or. It's a hard balance to me with Mo. He's been elite for so long, but the benchmark is to score. But if you don't, what happens? Very hard predicament. Yeah, I agree with this. Mo needs to be more effective, but being effective with a touchline winger, Bradley inverted, is a lot more difficult than the role he played last season. I work in a huge company, but they are shit at communication. Hey, fairs, Omar. So you said you got 10 minutes. Is there there's something specific you want to speak about? Go for it.
No, I just want to know, like, is everyone okay with Salah just leaving? And if he leaves, what? And if he doesn't leave, or say the manager, actually, I'll change it. My apologies. What if the manager, Salah leaves before the manager? How would you guys feel about that?
Me personally, I'd be pissed off about it.
Just the chat as well. I'd love to know what the chat think, and yourself, obviously.
Yeah, I'd be pissed off about it because I think Slot deserves to go more than anyone. Because the whole team looks like shit. Not just one guy. Not just Mo, not just the strikers. Yesterday, Isak's 10 minutes legitimately scared me in the end. Like, that guy in his interview was like, I want to win everything at Liverpool Football Club. Yesterday, his body language and the way that he played, I'm really scared that we might end up losing out on this £120 million investment. That's actually scary when you deep it. That's way worse than any of the situations. Like this whole, we paid 120 million for this guy, bro. This guy was banging in goals like there's no tomorrow last season. And you saw his finish away at West Ham. That's not an easy finish at all. Near post. First time. Yesterday he came on and he looked so disinterested. I'm really worried about the future of this football club with this manager.
Hey, when we called him out, most of you guys sat on the fence. Most of you guys wanted him there and you called us crazy. and we're enemies of the club. So just live with it.
I mean, that doesn't apply to me. So
I didn't say you, bro. I'm just saying live with it, and
but
it is what it is now.
James ain't here to defend himself, but it doesn't apply
No,
to
I've
me.
spoken to James a lot. I've spoken to James since then.
Yeah, I've never called you an enemy of the club. I've never done that.
I've spoken. Yeah, but we, you know, the slot outers and slot ins. Now everyone's a slot outer now, I guess.
Yeah, of course. But these recent results have broken people.
It should have broken you.
That run of 3 games, City, Forest, and Eindhoven, brother, that can break the biggest slot inner in the universe. Brother, Anfield rap people are tweeting out slot up. That's when you know it's a rap now. But why are you so against people changing their minds, though? I don't understand.
I'm not against them. I don't know why you're trying to spew that narrative. I'm not. I'm just, and most of you guys are fence sitters and only change with the tide.
Who's you guys? Are you speaking about me or generally?
In general, the chat. I can't. In general, I'm gonna put every. Every is a bit far. I would say most, if not all, of the Liverpool content creators I've seen has either sat on the fence. The only one I would say that hasn't sat on the fence when it comes to this is Cal, because he's been cooked a lot. I've seen the one when, you know, Tom and what's his name, James, tried to rush him on the stream, on your stream, and you was quiet. But every one of you guys have changed with the time, apart from Cal.
My position from the beginning was, if you're slot out, I understand, but I just think, based off copium and hopium and shit that I've seen last season, that he can turn it around.
Months as well. Apologies.
Yeah, I said he can turn it around. So that's the only reason for me. But guess what? He didn't turn it around, so I turned. That's it.
So you didn't think the games before that, when we were just about winning games at the start of the season?
Yeah, but that's why I said, if you are slot out at the time, I don't have a problem with you being slot out. I never called you an enemy of the club. I never said anything like that. If you wanted to be slot out, I'm cool with that. Like, you have every right to feel that way. Me personally, I was just like, okay, hopefully we can turn it around now. Real Madrid and Aston Villa, I saw a side. By the way, if you ever asked me this question, I would have answered it. If you tell me, like, what's the point in time where you legitimately believe Slot lost the dressing room? I think City away. And I'll tell you why, purely football reasons. Madrid and Aston Villa, I saw them play with a passion and a hunger and a desire to the level where I thought, okay, there is no way that he's lost the dressing room. You want to know what I think fucked a lot of these players off and they felt really mad? Is when he asked them to high press Man City away from home. That's when I legitimately believe, like, they all went like, fuck off. Like, you're asking me to do this against the team that's best at passing out from the back in the whole league for the last 10 years. You want us to high press them? Why? That's the moment where I think he lost the dressing room, City away. And then it just became worse and worse and worse and worse.
Fierce.
City away was really bad.
It shouldn't have taken that long. But that's down to you. That's what you think and stuff. But for most of the fans, everyone was living on that copium of the league he won. The league last season was dead. We just did well, to be fair to us. We just won the games we needed to win, and Arsenal dropped points in the games that we dropped points as well, so it made it even easier for us. But going into this season, from pre-season, you could see there was a problem. We got smoked by that Japanese team, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing on the pitch. And then the only good game was the Atletico Bilbao game where we played good football. And then after that, the first 5 wins were last-minute winners. That doesn't look like a team that was set and ready to take on the league. And the back end of last season, the football was trash. Players were underperforming. No one kind of cared about it because obviously was living in the dream world of obviously winning it, which is fair. You know what I mean? You want to win the title, also enjoy it. What's that?
I didn't say nothing. The people said it. I didn't say nothing.
What's that? Didn't you take long to admit Nunes isn't good enough? I didn't admit that it wasn't good enough. As I said, and clearly, as I said, you need to listen. I just didn't like the actual hate he was getting given. That's it. And I tried to give reasons into why some of the performances were bad, and it's not as bad as what you thought it was. But I never defended him missing open goals. And I think what was many people's problem.
As Liverpool fans, we are entitled to give a bit more leeway to the manager who won us the league. But if you changed your mind. But by the way, not everyone changed their mind against Forest. Some people changed their mind against Eindhoven. Some people changed their mind because of the Salah thing. Some people changed their mind during Leeds. Some people changed their mind during Sunderland. People have changed their mind at multiple different times this season. There's probably still, I'd say, 5 to 10% of Liverpool fans who are slot in right now. 90%, I'd say, even of the locals, the Scousers who are slot out. So I'll probably say it's a 90-20, 90-10, sorry, split right now. But some people are changing their mind as we go. And I think there's nothing wrong with that. You see new evidence, you find new opinions, you get new things that you see that you go like, what?
I don't have an issue with that. I don't have an issue with that. And that's that I don't have an issue. Is the fact of before that person or that said group changed their opinion, they were throwing indirects and throwing certain things out there against people that saw where we was heading early. That's where the issue lies.
I thought when you call out people, you call names. Why are you now doing
No, I'm saying in general, because there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people, so I can't name everyone. I'm talking, I'm talking more the chat. No, I've already mentioned James. I'm talking about the chat. I don't remember everyone, but there is. That's what they'll be like, oh, shut up. What do you mean? Let the manager stay. He's won us the league. What are you talking about? There's plenty of people that said that. I can't remember everyone's name. There's too many people to think about all their usernames, and they changes day to day anyway.
Okay, fair enough.
But don't worry, you guys love the one I did. There's gonna be plenty more, man. So
Slot needs more time and more money. Everything will be fine. Y'all chase Nunes and Diaz away and crucify Trent. Bot go on Moa and iPhone to sign him. Pay your players shit. Lol. Be patient. Yeah, but you're saying that just to take the piss because you're a rival fan. I never chased Diaz away, by the way. After last season, I was like, we have to keep Diaz. I wanted us to sell Gakpo. I wanted Slot after United, a new he'll brew mold for us. Yeah, I mean, that United game was really bad, to be fair. So I understand where you're coming from when it comes to that United game, because that United game was a disaster. That United game was a disaster, brother. So yeah, big up to you guys, man. Big up to you guys. Appreciate you all. Anyway, guys, we're gonna wrap it up here. Football with Endz is in the title. Make sure you guys are subscribing.
No, Sam. Oh, sorry, Sam. Don't subscribe if you're an emotionally driven person. It's fine, because you might not like what we're gonna say.
I mean, football is an emotionally driven sport.
Nah, because some of these guys are crazy, bro.
It's not tennis, brother. People are angry.
Nah.
Are you not emotional after yesterday? That's bullshit you watched.
Nah. These men are differently emotional, bro. Nope, I don't want them over in my community. You can stay here, bro.
Okay, guys, don't subscribe to Endz's channel.
Don't subscribe to me if you're emotionally charged, bro.
I guess,
stay over there.
Regardless, if you do want to subscribe, his link is in the title. You know, but yeah, here we dealt with it. We dealt with this whole thing instead of just doing YouTube back and forth. Like I said on the Thursday Man United watch along, I don't want to do this whole back and forth and blah blah blah. Like, let's just address these things publicly and speak about it, and that's it. I think that's the best thing. Now we've addressed it.
By the way, guys, I never had an issue with Husam personally. I have an issue with his opinions at times. So hopefully you guys understand.
Yeah, same. I don't have an issue either, except when you said like the personal stuff that I spoke about at the start of the stream, like me running away and I don't run away from any football debate. I welcome football debate and disagreements and blah blah blah. The guy that I disagree with the most, I've probably worked with the longest in Mo and Tom. These two I disagree with so much, and they're on my channel the most. I work with them the most.
Why do you disagree with Mo? Mo is calm, man. Hold on.
Brother, Mo, listen, you don't just watch MHF.
He triggers you. Now I've watched.
He's very triggering.
Does stuff to trigger you.
Very triggering.
But that's down to you to reply, and you don't have to.
Yeah, but I do reply. That's why MHF, you get me, is a channel that it is today, because we disagree all the time anyway. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, look, I appreciate you guys. Go subscribe to Endz if you want. Go subscribe to his channel just to piss him off. Subscribe over here. Thank you guys for 67.5k. The road to 68k continues. We got Ahwa at 9 p.m. UK time. Hopefully, it's a happy place. We're gonna cook Arsenal. Hamza gonna destroy Paz later, so that's gonna be a show and a half right there. 1 hour and a half purely just cooking Arsenal. I promise you, he's gonna bring up the fact that they didn't win the Champions League. He's gonna bring up all the shit that you can ever think of. You get me? We're gonna redirect you guys over to the catch up. They are live right now with Arsenal domestics. Go just spam Husam Raid in their chat. That's like they're live right now, so just go spam Husam. Oh, hell yeah, we ain't gonna get cooked for a draw. Fuck all that. Brother, 90 minutes is gonna be Arsenal cooking. I promise you. There is no Arsenal fan that's gonna deflect. Don't worry, I'll deflect it back on them. Anyway, love you all. Thank you guys so much. And yeah, Husam raid over in Jace chat, man. Peace out.